Martin wants to know if he can have a cigarette.
Well, yeah,
You got a cigarette?
if you know what happened to Eddie Money, I would advise against it.
Yeah, probably.
You got a cigarette?
Because on this day, in 1949, Edward Joseph Mahoney, not Money, Mahoney, was born.
Of course, Ronnie Spector in that song, and Eddie Money. He was gonna have Martha Davis, vocalist of the Motels, do that part, and but Davis said, "You really should try to get Ronnie Spector."
Yes.
And she said, Eddie, call her up and see if she'll do it. Mm-hmm. And so Eddie Money says, I called and I could hear clinking and clanking in the background. And she says, I'm doing the dishes. And I got to change the kids' bedding. And I'm not really in the business anymore, Eddie.
Funny.
Phil Spector and all that. He was a nightmare.
Yes.
And I said, Ronnie, I got this song that's truly amazing. And it's a tribute to you. And it would be so great if you did it with me. And he stated that recording the song helped Ronnie out. And it helped me get some of my other material on the album across, and I'm very happy I called her. And Ronnie,
Yeah, she probably could use the money at the time.
Yeah, and she started her singing career up again, and released a solo album called Unfinished Business, and started doing well. But I think it's interesting that Martha Davis would say, it'd be fun to do this, but you really should get Ronnie to do it. And that's what happened.
That's funny.
It was the right move.
Eddie Money, of course, Carrie and I famously met him briefly out at Channel 4, whatever. And he was on, I guess he was in town to do a show, and was on their midday, going to be on their midday show to plug it.
Oh, it was in the evening. I remember being out there at night.
Was it in the evening?
Yeah.
Anyway, he came out and he said, "You guys anyone of you got a cigarette?
You guys are on the radio, right?
You got a cigarette?
You got a cigarette?
No, sorry, Eddie.
I'm not supposed to smoke them, but I figured if you had one.
He really ruined his life with cigarettes. He had a heart attack. He thought he was gonna. He had really problems with alcohol too, and he thought he was gonna snort some cocaine when he was drunk, and it turned out to be fentanyl or something, and just nearly killed him. And then he had emphysema, and it's kind of a sad end. But he had a lot of great songs.
Yeah. He
Sure.
should have been better off with all those hits.
He was going to be a cop, and then I don't know why, because he's from a family of cops, and so he was going to be a cop. But
Oh, I thought he was a cop.
Two Tickets to Paradise.
Yeah, good song.
Baby, Hold On to Me.
Wow.
Shaken.
Wow.
Oh, let's play a little of that Shaken. I like that one.
Well, let's see how Gina does.
I Think I'm in Love.
Wow.
I Want to Go Back.
Yes.
Walk on Water.
Well, that one,
I said it
yeah.
before he said it.
That's true. What was the one you wanted to hear, Shaken?
Shaken, yeah. It's not one you hear very often. It's really pretty good. She was oozing round and round. That girl was shaking.
She was oozing around.
I think that's what he said.
I'll look up the lyrics.
I will.
She was
I don't think it's oozing.
Maybe it's moving.
I think it's
But I think oozing would be pretty
Oozing
good.
would
I don't know.
funny.
Is oozing sexy? Is that something you want?
Can be.
Listen, I've had some pretty good ooze in my time. Hey, baby, how about give me a little ooze?
Depends on the right.
Yeah.
These are all good songs.
Yeah, and they're well written, they're well produced, and he just knew how to sing them. And
He died in 2019.
He wanted to be a cop, and he was in the trainee program, but all he did was sit in the office and type. And he said, "I don't want to do this anymore.
I want to go catch bad guys.
I'm going to go be a singer instead."
You know why? I waited so long.
The tickets that he's talking
Yeah.
about? Condoms. Condoms.
Really?
Yeah,
No.
condoms.
No.
condoms.
They're actually going to
No,
paradise.
where?
Paradise, New Jersey.
You just ruined that song for me.
Did I?
What? Did you think he actually had a couple of train tickets in his hand or plane tickets or something?
Yeah.
No, he had a pack of condoms.
Yeah, condoms.
Yeah, it's not oozing, it's moving. He was moving round and round.
If he was oozing, the condoms would make more sense.
Yes. Anyway.
Eddie Money.
Eddie.
Eddie.
Oh, Eddie.
Oh, Eddie.
Eddie.
There it is.
Well, okay, that's good enough, I'd say.
He was short, too.
Little fella. Little fella.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
You betcha. What happens now is we take a break and you go to your phone and you call us and check in with us. 877-602-9696. That's the number to call. We like to hear from you in the morning, so make that happen. You can also text us if you prefer to do that, to check in, 33986.
Listen up.
Now, what have you got here?
Now, my wife knows people who know people.
That's handy.
And the person that they know works for Lay's in some capacity. Lay's potato chips.
Is that the Frito-Lay company?
Yeah, the Frito-Lay company. And they have put out these flavors are not available in stores yet.
Will they be?
They will be. These are flavors that they're going to put out,
Okay.
and they're interesting.
What have you got?
We start with masala.
What is masala?
It says here, inspired by tastes of India,
Okay.
Okay.
masala.
Uh-huh.
And then there's
Like
this
chicken
one.
tikka masala?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
And then this one, inspired by tastes of Korea, honey butter.
Well,
So,
now we're talking.
Who wants to go first?
I don't care.
Well, I'm closest to you.
Do you want to start with?
Easiest to handle.
Want to start with masala?
Sure.
Okay. Let me open that up. There you go. Oh, okay. They look like a barbecued chip kind of thing, but the masala. You should taste the star anise in there. You should taste the. You like that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me see.
I got. It's a little spicy, not too spicy. I like
That's not
it.
bad.
I'd
Yeah.
buy those.
Guy says that they've had masala in Canada for a while. I hear good things.
Yeah.
It kind of lingers with a little bit of a burn,
But not crazy.
but not crazy burn. That's fine. And then- okay, here's honey butter. Let's try honey butter.
You know, the first time I ever, we had barbecue potato chips when I was a kid. That was about it.
I don't care for that. That's fake butter flavor. I don't like fake butter flavor.
I don't mind it.
I don't like that.
Let me look at the ingredients on there.
I like the other one better.
You like the masala, but not the honey butter?
Yeah, I need a palate cleanser with the masala.
Oh, you do?
Oh, I kind of like that.
I kind of like the honey butter. It's different.
Yeah. There's natural flavors.
It says natural flavors,
It
Gina.
could be anything. It's a natural flavor.
So when I'm growing up, we had potato chips, and then we have, I think the first variation was barbecue potato chips.
Yeah.
And then maybe sour cream and onion.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And then I go to England,
Yes.
and I got ketchup potato chips and gravy potato
Dill
chips.
pickle.
Dill pickle.
Dill pickle potato. What? What's going
Yeah.
on here?
Lamb. Remember lamb?
Lamb. Yeah, that's right. So Potato chips are going crazy, is what I'm saying.
I love it. I love it.
I like these.
Okay. Well, I'll have that sweet one then.
Yeah. That's good.
What stores will they be in? I don't know.
Look for them in a store near you.
I'm giving you the totality of my knowledge about this whole thing. She knows somebody who knows somebody. These aren't available yet, but they will be. That's all I know.
Inspired by the tastes of Korea.
I can think of other Korean
Taste of-
chips that would be more savory.
The masala is a little spicy. It lingers.
Yeah.
It lingers.
There you go.
I'll
All
take
right.
the, I'll take the honey butter.
All right.
Anyway. Let's get this over with.
You betcha. There is somebody calling to check in, but there are lines open. 877-602-9696 is the number. Check in with us. You can also text us at 33986. Am I just going straight into this, Gina?
Go for it.
All right. The moon is 59.6% of full. The moon is in the third quarter. We'll have a new moon on March 29th, and the next full moon will be April 12th. The moon will set today at 11:03 a.m. Today being Friday. It's the 21st day of March in the year of our Lord, Jesus Christ, 2025. And it's Slytherin Pride Day today. Slytherin Pride. So down with Hufflepuffs. And that doesn't really go with the next one because it's National Day of Action Against Bullying and Violence.
Yeah.
Oh,
But Slytherins are bullies.
they are.
Oh, yeah. National Flower Day.
Just general flower?
Yeah, just flowers.
That's
you know.
because Dave the Flower Guy will be here to tell us who
That's-
Boner of the Week is.
National California Strawberry Day.
Strawberries.
A California strawberry.
I love a good strawberry.
And it's National Peter Day. Not what you think, it's just people named Peter.
People named Peter.
People named Peter. And this
Do
is
you know anybody named Peter?
yeah, Peter May. Pete May.
Oh, yes.
You know
That's
Pete
right.
May.
Pete May.
Yes. I
I never referred to him as Peter, though.
no,
Okay.
well, no,
Yeah.
but it's Peter. Yeah, and I've been having text correspondences with
good.
Pete May. I should tell you about
Bill's
that.
engaging.
I'm engaging with Pete. And this is an all-new edition of the official morning show of Peter's.
Oh.
The radio...
God.
People named Peter.
I know.
The Radio from Hell show, starring the lords of morning radio. Kerry Jackson, putting on his work hat. I'm Bill Allred. Gina Barberi right over there. Hi, Gina.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm so
You
good.
good? Great. I'm great, too. I haven't washed my hair in 2 days. It's wonderful.
Oh, I forgot. I was going to
Try
bring you some
shampoo.
shampoo.
I was going to try and buy some, but I had to get home. And Katie for short is our fine producer there answering the phone. Looks like Maya is in there, and the dog, Vax, I'm sure, is in there, settling down for a nap. And now the lines are full.
Well, they'll have to wait a second.
You're getting your Mill Creek coffee
Got to
ready?
get the Mill Creek coffee going.
I drank 3 big cups of it at home.
Already?
Oh yeah. So
Wow.
when I get up and I start working on the computer at about 3:30 in the morning.
I've decided I think I need a bigger thermos than this.
Yeah.
You know, because I run out like 7.
Yeah, that
And
isn't a big thermos.
It's not a big thermos.
You need more Mill
Yeah.
Creek coffee.
I'm picking out a thermos for you.
I could use a little bit bigger thermos.
Well, Check-ins.
Let's begin with Tom.
Hello, Tom. Thanks for hanging on, Tom, in Salt Lake City. What's up?
Hey, just calling you guys to say hello.
Hello.
And I got cut off. Are you there?
Yeah, we're here.
We're here.
Okay. I got cut off the other day. I don't know your rules, but hey, I'm used to it.
Well,
My wife says, hey, we're not doing that tonight. So I get cut off all the time.
okay.
All right.
And we can't talk about why you were
We can't
cut
talk
off,
about
but,
yeah.
but please know that we love you, and that's
That's
just can't
oh
talk
yeah,
Yeah,
that
we
call.
can't
Yeah.
talk about that.
We can't talk about that thing you wanted to talk about.
We'd love to, but we can't.
All right. You guys take care. Have a
Okay.
good morning.
It's a
Thanks,
legal,
Tom.
it's a legal
Tom.
thing, Tom.
Yeah.
Legal thing.
Yeah, thanks,
All
Tom.
Jonathan.
Jonathan in Payson, what's up, my friend?
Good morning, my friends. It's good to hear from you. Hey, I've been listening to the show for about 15, 20 years.
I'm sorry.
Now I'm married. And I have 3 kids. It's hard to get it. And I live down in Tucson. I'm just up visiting and doing my Army drill weekend morning stuff. So
Are you
fun.
from Utah and from Payson area?
Originally, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to say thank you because 2014, my band Chasing Chance played like the intro music for the big gig you guys do downtown.
The Big Ash Show?
yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, the Big Ash Show had Blue October, Panic at the Disco, Capital Cities, and our song was the intro song. So I appreciate that.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
Nice.
There you go.
What was your band's name again, Jonathan?
Chasing.
Chasing Chance, and the song was called Background Music. You can still find it probably on YouTube or
Okay,
Spotify
we'll look for
or
it.
something like that. But
Chasing
I
Chance.
appreciate you guys.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thanks.
And you can stream us down there in Tucson. You can take us with you
I
there.
think he knows that.
All right. Mike.
Hello, Mike. Mike in Orem. Hello.
This is Shane, mixer driver Shane in Orem.
Oh, yeah.
This is Mixer Driver.
You read the
I thought it
wrong
was
line.
Mike. I read the wrong one. Sorry,
Yeah.
Mixer Driver Shane.
Hi, Shane.
Mike is coming
Good
up.
morning, Lords.
Good morning.
Thanks for letting me listen.
Thank you.
Just calling to remind everybody they can go to fishforgarbage.org. We're doing our cleanups this year, getting ready to do them.
Mm-hmm.
Go there and check them out and come volunteer and help us clean up trash.
Fishforgarbage.org.
It's getting garbage out of the rivers and streams.
Out of the rivers and along the roadways, cleaning up the waterways here in Utah.
Awesome.
All right. Good job. Good
Excellent
job.
work, Shane.
Thank you, Shane.
Indeed.
Thank you.
See ya.
Have a great day.
You too.
All right, now we go to Mike.
Hi,
Sorry.
Mike.
Sorry about that, Mike.
Mike in Syracuse. I assume it's Syracuse, Utah.
Yes, I'm calling from Syracuse. Good morning, guys. I have a joke for you about frogs.
Okay. I like a good frog joke.
Why are frogs so happy?
I don't know. Why are frogs so happy?
They eat whatever that bugs them.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
That hurts.
that was really
That hurts, Mike.
Not the best joke, but
that's a. Why don't you go torture your kids with that?
Yeah.
I have an interesting fact about Syracuse.
Okay.
Something you may not know about Syracuse is we're getting a Costco.
Oh, really?
Oh, I did hear that,
Wow.
Mike. I saw there was some news source. I saw that
Good
the other
thing
day.
that Ogden
and
one
some
won't
of
be
the
so busy anymore.
some of the people in Syracuse are not happy with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I think it'll be a real community gathering place.
Indeed.
Yeah. You get together for chicken bakes and
Now, that Ogden Costco is small,
Oh, really?
and the parking lot's small, and it's always packed. So this will help that. I think.
Yeah, so it'll take some pressure off Ogden.
yeah. There are people not happy about it because Syracuse is still fairly rural,
Oh, I see.
and they think it's the big Costco. It's going to be a big one too, and it'll be a blight on the landscape. They say.
Is what they say.
All right,
All right, Mike, thank you.
Thank you, Mike. See ya.
Thank you.
All right. Sketchy Blake of Ogden was also born on this day.
Oh, happy birthday, Blake.
Mike in Nashville checking in. Bus driver Troy. Richard, who's not a dick, checking in.
Oh, Monty the mailman on line 1 if we got time to get to him.
Let's see. Said it before, I'll say it again. Oh, my God, Gina, just amazing. I mean, one note, and she gets it.
It's my only skill.
Naming the tune. Monty.
Monty, what's up?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, so the Doge has taken its eyes upon the post office at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we are having a rally at our Union Hall on Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Where's the Union Hall?
Yeah, where's that?
2261 South Redwood Road. And it's basically to push, I think it's H.R. 70, which is to stop the privatization of the post office.
Yeah.
Because, as Carrie said, they break it and then they say, we'll fix it, which they won't.
Well, what they do is they go in, they break it, and then they say, see, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Let's privatize it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's going to be tough with the post office because so many people rely on it, and it is in the Constitution. So it's going to be tough for them to dismantle, but they'll find a way.
They'll still break it. They've got skills.
Monty,
get rid of things.
We're big supporters of letter carriers, and the U.S. Postal Service always have been.
Yes.
And how's my letter carrier Phil doing?
He is still. I call him Phil Bessarelli because he's not Italian. His name's Besserell, but he is great. I work 2 cases from him every morning.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
There you go.
All right,
thank you, Monty.
Thanks.
Good luck.
So 1 o'clock at 2261 South Redwood Road. Everybody's welcome to come out. So
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Monty.
See you later.
Do this nationwide.
Indeed.
Thank you. Bye.
Support the post office.
Let's see. Another day of carpenter karaoke, where you work by yourself with headphones on and hope no one hears you singing. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Meshach of Erda checking in. Levi checking in from Coachella Valley. Perry City listener checking in. I have a new goat. I thought it was a new goat. I was excited. I have a new goal of being as good as Gina at Name That Tune. Mikkel of Reno. Let's see. I remember my dad used to call Eddie Rabbit Eddie Bunny because it rhymes with Eddie Money. Dada Dave checking in. Right Wing Wade. Cardboard Chris. Johnny B. Tristan from the most west of Jordans. Patrick, the middle school teacher. Emilio checking in. Everybody's here, so let's go.
All right.
Traffic, please, Gina.
Yeah, Right Wing Wade, good morning. He's usually the first member of the Infinity team to check in, and he says I-15 both lanes moving along nicely. I checked out UDOT to make sure you were right, Wade, and you are. There are no accidents or slowdowns right now. That could change. I hope it doesn't.
You don't trust Wade?
No,
You had
I'm
to
confirming.
check. Yeah, it sounds to me like you just don't trust him.
I trust him. I wanted to see what else was going on, and nothing. So if something's going on where you are, you can text us 33986.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll play a song for you. After the song, it's Big Boy News and Opinioendo. And right after that, it's Frank Christ Presents. They're fine. They're just fine. The Dead Celebrity Game. We'll explain how to play, what you'll win. Sean Means will be here to review movies coming up just after 7. Boner of the Day, all on the way. Jimmy the Wine Guy, huge!
All morning, you haven't heard a peep out of him.
No,
That's because he's drugged.
That too, yeah. But he's just sleeping.
He had his
He had his nuts cut off.
well, I wasn't
Exactly.
going to say it
He
that
had
way.
he got neutered yesterday.
And did you ask to save them?
No,
Ew.
no, that's not something I ever wanted to do.
I don't know, just as a
In a jar?
Yeah.
We have an oddities shelf, but I already have his teeth up there. I think that's enough.
You have an oddities shelf.
Yeah.
What else is on your
yeah.
oddities
We have
shelf?
a sheep's brain in a jar. We have
And
a
you're
goblin
dabbling a dog
foot.
nuts?
Wait a minute. What's a goblin foot?
It's like a raccoon foot. That's just the bones.
What the hell? Are you sure you want to be telling people about this?
We have that petrified bat that I found in the studio like a year and a half ago.
I'd just like to point out that, Katie, this never came up in the interview process.
Right. I avoided that until about 4 years after you guys decided to hire me, so that way you can't get rid of me.
You know, you're telling us all of this, and I'm looking at you on the monitor where your hair is so beautifully red because of the weird lighting or whatever. and I mean, and you are such a charming looking, just fresh, wonderful looking person.
Thank
and
you.
You're going, well, there's a sheep's brain.
Yeah. Well, I also have my tattoos covered up because then when I do this, a lot of people are like, "Oh, she's one of those people."
You have all the accoutrements of being one of those people, and yet you don't seem to be one of those people.
You know, I can appear to be that way if I need to for any specific reason, like for guests or whatever. But when they get to
when
really
trying to
know
buy
me,
a sheep's brain from somebody.
Yeah, that was my husband. That wasn't me. But you know, I appear to other people. But when they get to know me, like you guys finally have at 4 years, my true side of absolute weirdness comes out.
Except you're not. You're not weird. You seem perfectly normal to me, and yet you have a sheep's brain.
I've fooled him. I've
I'll
done
just say
it.
this: in the future, any applicants to the Radio from Hell show, I do need. I do need you to tell us if you have an oddity shelf.
Yeah, that should be a question on the.
Yeah. Do you have an oddity?
I also have a bat that's like encased in acrylic, and its wings are out. It's really pretty. It's really pretty, actually.
Now you say you have this. You call it a goblin foot.
It's like a raccoon foot skeleton thing in a jar.
Why do you call it a goblin foot?
Because it looks terribly creepy, like a goblin foot.
It is. It's a raccoon foot, but it's fun to think of it as a goblin.
Yeah.
I want to see a picture of it.
Okay, I'll take a picture of the oddity shelf for you.
I do not want you to invite me to your apartment.
That's okay. That wasn't a plan. My apartment's small.
Good.
If I know anything about the world today, though, if you were to present this goblin foot to the internet, it would be seen as true
Correct.
by at least 100,000 people.
Correct. Just like Bigfoot's foot imprints that they make and sell.
See, the goblins are real. See, she's got a goblin's foot right there.
Don't believe it? Do your research.
Right there. Do your own research.
There's also beautiful bugs and like moths that we have encased. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've had stuff like that. I mean, I had a beetle, a big beetle.
Like one of those rhino beetles or something? Yeah.
And
we've got one of those.
I think it creeped my wife out and she threw it away.
Oh. They're gorgeous. I have a
where
whole
did my
thing.
beetle go?
I have a whole display that I bought for my husband for Christmas years ago, and it's really cool. It's got a stick bug in it. It's crazy.
I had a
weird little guy.
I had a keychain, which was an alligator's head.
Oh, my friend had a little alligator head when I was growing
Again,
up.
I don't know what became of that either. And I had a cane that was a bull's penis.
Okay. And you're calling me weird.
Yeah, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what became of my bull penis cane either.
Well,
What kind of girl are you? Have you no shame?
My
That's my
ex.
sign off, by the way.
I don't know what became of my bull penis cane. My ex-wife's grandfather had a custom slaughterhouse in Shelley, Idaho, and as a sideline, one of the things he did was make these canes. And I've talked about it on the radio before, and somebody said, "Yeah, you're not lying. I've seen them." And they sort of, it's like a big piece of jerky, but they make it into a cane, and he'd sell them on the side.
I'm sure dogs loved it.
Yeah,
it's I don't. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. I also have like replica dinosaur teeth and a
replica dinosaur.
I do have a piece of an actual fossil from a Triceratops frill because I love Triceratopses. So those are some of my other oddities that I'm super proud of.
And then you have another whole shelf area dedicated to plants.
Oh, that's the whole kitchen. It is. If you go to my Instagram, it is full of all of my plant updates, and it's.
What's your Instagram? Tell her.
Captain CAPT _ Katie CAITY. You can go check out that, and I love my plants, and there will be more.
You don't have room to move around, do you?
Not in the kitchen, but it works. I like being surrounded. It's so green in the kitchen. It's great.
Because on this day, in 1989, although listening to the lyrics, you'd swear it was written yesterday, The released the single The Beaten Generation from their third studio album, Mind Bomb.
It's a happy little ditty, isn't it?
Indeed. All right. Yes, that feel-good band, All right. We got big boy news and opinioendo now. Right after that, it's Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. It's the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead. If you pick the dead one correctly, you will win.
Tickets to see Counting Crows August 21st at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
And I also have a family 4-pack of tickets to tomorrow's Salt Lake Roller Derby, Beehive Skate Revolution Roller Derby match.
All right, so you get the Counting Crows and the Roller Derby tickets. 877-602-9696. Line up now. The sooner the better to play Frank Christ Presents. Right after this, Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by.
Is the news making you feel like you need to flee the country? Travel Club 365 can help. From cruises and all-inclusives to bucket list adventures, your local travel pros can plan it all for every budget, all with no planning fees. Give Travel Club 365 a call or text 801-441-0102. That's 801-441-0102, travelclub365.com.
Travel Club 365. Com, right? Fans of the Saw franchise, the movie Saw, you're one of them, Carrie.
Oh, yeah.
Been anxiously awaiting news on Saw 11.
Yep.
Is that possible? Since it suggested that the franchise could be in trouble last month, and now it looks like it may well be game over. For the gory franchise. According to a new report from Bloody Disgusting, Saw 11 is completely 100% dead. According to a source close to the production has been in trouble for a long time, but as of now, they said it's totally dead, 100% over.
Why wouldn't they make that happen? Because that's just printing money every time they make a new one of those.
Let's see what it says here. The long-running horror franchise that became part of the what they call torture porn era of horror movies was originally announced in 2024 release date following the success of Saw 10. However, the production was pushed back to a new release date. Since then, little has been heard about it. We're hearing that the advancing age of the series star, Tobin Bell.
Tobin Bell is 81.
Is also a concern.
Yeah.
Bell, who has played John Kramer in 9 of the 10 Saw installments, recently turned 81. We're here, as Carrie said, we're hearing that concerns have been raised that Bell is no longer up to the physical demands of carrying a Saw picture, having faced serious difficulties during the previous film.
But couldn't they, do something else? Not with him?
They could. Well,
they could. Well, they tried.
The name is worth money. Just the name is worth money.
They tried to transition to an apprentice of his, and the audience, for some reason,
people didn't care.
They didn't like it because, a woman.
Well, that was their mistake.
The filmmakers say we've got a script, we've got a concept. It involves insurance companies, and
former Tremonton Fire Chief Ned Brady Hansen and former 1st District Judge Kevin Christensen, appeared in court yesterday afternoon to hear their charges involving sexual crimes against children. They heard those charges formally read in court. Both criminal cases have been moved from the Brigham City District Court to Ogden after judges in Brigham City recused themselves because of their professional connection with Christensen. Mr. Christensen, 64 years old, shuffled in for his first appearance, never looking through his wire-framed glasses at the back gallery and reporters lining the aisle with cameras pointed at him. And this was shown, they had a live feed of this. He was shackled at his hands and feet, wearing the faded blue and gray stripes of the Davis County Jail uniform. He was accompanied by his lawyer, Ryan Bushel. The hearing was a simple reading of information about the charges, and the charges include 2 counts of enticing a minor, 3 counts of attempted aggravated exploitation of a minor, and on and on and on. Christensen spoke only to say that he understood the charges and to thank the judge. These felonies, according to Judge Joseph Bean, each carry sentences ranging from 1 to 15 years in prison, $10,000 fines, and then there are life sentences as well. His next hearing will be April 24th. He's being held without bail. Tremont and Fire Chief Ned Brady Hansen, charged with 8 counts of aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor. Hansen is being held in the Weber County Jail, looked attentive and wide-eyed across the courtroom. The former fire chief's defense team requested that he be released on bail. He's been a firefighter in the community, his defense attorney Shannon Demler said. He's been employed here. He owns his own house. He has substantial equity in the house. He has a wife and 2 daughters. I don't think he's a flight risk. Carl Holland with the Attorney General's office said they filed a warrant for arrest instead of a summons because of the highly disturbing and dangerous sexual behavior alleged in the case. Due to evidence supporting the charges, the judge said no bail.
Good.
He'll have another hearing on May 1st. His family was in the courtroom and rushed out of the courtroom in tears. Hansen appeared before Christensen in his former role as a judge in January. That's when the prosecutors had asked to keep him in custody. That's when the judge, Christensen, said, no, I'm going to release him on bail. Oh. And that's where this all began.
Exactly.
Because somebody said, why would he do that?
That's weird.
Maybe we'd better look into this.
Yep.
And that's where it all started to go downhill for those guys. Heathrow Airport has been shut down.
Yeah.
With the carnage set to last for days as devastated passengers are issued a do not travel warning. There was a blaze that broke out at an electrical station in West London at around 11 p.m. last night, and it sparked a major power outage. There are some 200,000 passengers affected, dozens and dozens of flights, hundreds of flights canceled, and they say it may in fact be days before Heathrow is back up and operating.
And it's one of the biggest or busiest airports in the world.
Yeah, very, very busy.
There will be ripple effect problems.
Governor Cox said Thursday he plans to sign several bills that will bring big changes to Utah government records access laws. At the top of the list is legislation that will do away with the State Records Committee, the long-standing 7-member volunteer panel that resolves disputes over whether a public record or whether a record is public or private under the Government Records Access and Management Act, or GRAMA.
Those are your rights to have access to that information, by the way.
Senate Bill 277 will replace the committee with an administrative law judge appointed by the governor to a 4-year term.
Appointed by the governor.
Senator Mike McKell, Spanish Fork, sponsored the bill, said during the legislative session that the current Records Committee process is flawed. He said the panel's decisions are inconsistent because its members are not trained in the law. He also said state and legislative audits found few cases in recent years were resolved within the 73 days the law requires, and last year the average time was 156 days.
It's because so many requests are being made for grandma stuff. You think one guy is going to be able to deal with that better than a committee?
I don't know. The coalition, the Records Committee, has been part of GRAMA since the legislature passed it in 1991. Courts have upheld the committee's rulings 98% of the time.
Which means they get it right.
According to the Utah Media Coalition, a consortium of news outlets that seek to keep government records open.
So what's the problem?
There
I don't
really
understand.
There is the problem is that too many government records that the government doesn't want you to see have been seen.
Transparency is the problem. Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Spencer.
Representatives Celeste Malloy, hello, and Mike Kennedy were greeted with animosity at a town hall in Salt Lake as some 250 people turned out to vent their anger at the Trump administration and ask the Utah Republicans to do more to push back against the president, which they will not do.
Of course not.
Even though 250 people, by and large, said, we want you to stop some of this.
And I'm tired of people saying, well, there are these liberals showing up to cause trouble at these town halls. No, they're your constituents.
Yeah, they vote.
And they live in your district. Maybe they're Republican, maybe they're not. But these are you are representing them. They have every right to be there and let you know they're not happy.
Several attendees held Musk or Us signs, and the crowd interrupted discussions about federal spending by chanting, eat the rich,
Yes.
Musk, the world's richest man and major donor to the Trump campaign, was a frequent target of ire, and several people called on the representatives to tax wealthy Americans more instead of pushing for dramatic spending cuts.
Yes.
We don't need more Internal Revenue Service agents. We need more people who are willing to honestly pay their taxes.
Yes.
That's what Kennedy, the Representative Kennedy, said when asked about reports that the IRS plans to cut up to half of its workforce.
But you need agents to process that stuff.
Exactly.
And I will give them credit for actually holding a town
they
hall,
did it.
because there are lots of people that aren't. I'll give them credit.
They left
for that.
early, but
though that plane that flipped over in Toronto, alert system on a Delta Airlines flight that flipped upside down and burst into flames as it tried to land last month indicated a high rate of descent less than 3 seconds before touchdown. So they were going too fast when they came in. Why that was the case, who knows?
Coming in hot. They were coming in hot.
Coming in hot,
came
yes.
way too hot.
One more story.
Quickie.
Yeah, this is quick. This month, and you know how I love the Cheesecake Factory. I'm there all the time.
All the time.
The Cheesecake Factory is rolling out one of its largest menu overhauls in years. It has eliminated 13 items and replaced them with 22 new items.
What?
Yes, 22 new items, thereby increasing the weight of the menu by 14%.
I would say yes.
That menu's huge already.
Menu's already like the Bible.
They of the 22 new menu items, 4 are drinks. 1 is a children's dessert. Cheesecake Factory President David Gordon noted the new menu has items at wide price points. The menu includes a new double smash cheeseburger, steak frites, grilled steak and eggs, and Thai stir-fry noodles. All right.
Okay. Sports weather traffic.
The NCAA tournament, Utah State is out. They lost badly to UCLA, 72-47. They tried to pin down the coach after saying, "You going to be back next year, coach?" And he wouldn't say, which probably means not. BYU goes on. They beat VCU 80-71. Let's see. They play next Saturday against number 3 Wisconsin. Utah women start the tournament today, 11:30. They play Indiana Hoosiers today. And let's see, Utah Hockey Club won last night 5-2 over Buffalo. They play tomorrow the Lightning and the Jazz. Let's see. I'm sure, I don't even know if Boston sent their first string here to play the Jazz tonight. I wonder if they just let them stay home and sent the training squad to play the Jazz tonight at 7:30. RSL tomorrow against FC Dallas, and Utah Royals play San Diego Wave tomorrow as well. Weather. So we got a 20% chance of showers after 3 p.m. today. A little bit better chance overnight tonight into tomorrow. 70% chance, actually. And we stay warm, 54 for a high, 57 on Sunday, 65 Monday. And you think, well, that's warm. No, we're going to be in the 70s by the end of next week. Traffic, we have nothing. Everything looks great. I have no slowdowns or accidents. Let me check our message stream. That's where Infiniteam checks in and says what you're seeing out on the roads, and you haven't sent anything in there. If it's safe for you to let us know what's out on the roads, you can text us 33986.
Frank Christ in the studio, ladies and gentlemen, the Grim Reaper of Celebrity Souls. Good morning, Frank.
Hello, everyone. Oh, by the way, Bill.
Yes.
Eddie Money says, hey.
Oh, you checked? You saw Eddie this morning?
Well, did he ask for a cigarette?
He's still waiting at the distribution center.
Oh, he
I don't
hasn't
understand. He's been there the whole time.
A couple years he's
terrible.
been there.
I don't know if I asked him, are you lost, sir?
Well, I guess he'd rather go there than be there than go to hell.
I suppose.
Frank Christ is the Reaper of Celebrity Souls. He is, as you would imagine, a Grim Reaper to look like. He's a skeletal figure, wearing the robe, carrying the scythe. That's a rope belt you have,
Yes,
isn't it? Yes.
part of the uniform.
Yes.
The boss is very old-fashioned.
The only thing that's updated about Frank is he doesn't like horses.
No.
And he loves the environment as much as he loves celebrities, so he has an electric scooter that he goes around and collects celebrity souls in.
My sidecar.
You take them to the district, and you hate your job.
I hate my job. It's a curse. I love our precious celebrities.
everything they say and do is right?
Yes, we all want to be just like them.
All right, we're going to play the game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
Frank has given me a list of actors, and on this list, 3 of the actors are...
They're just fine.
But one Frank has had to take to the distribution center, and it is the contestant's job to figure out who that is. And who's the contestant?
Jackie is here.
Jackie, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Good, Jackie. Now, Jackie, if you identify the dead celebrity, you will win, Gina?
You will win tickets to see the Counting Crows coming to Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater on August 21st.
And a family 4-pack of tickets to tomorrow's roller derby event. It's Twilight Forever. It's the Beehive Skate Revolution, along with the newest graduate of Salt Lake Roller Derby's crash course, and they're having a bout. And if you want to buy tickets, you can go to saltlakerollerderby.org. They're only $10. Kids under 12 are free, but we'll give you a family 4-pack of tickets if you identify the dead celebrity. You ready to go, Jackie?
I'm ready.
All right. Because it's a Twilight bout, the movie Twilight. Yesterday we had actors in movies about vampires. Now it's actors in movies about werewolves. All right? Here we go. Number 1, Robert Picardo, best known for playing the Doctor on Star Trek Voyager. He also appeared as Richard Woolsey in the Stargate franchise, the Cowboy in Inner Space, Coach Cutlip on The Wonder Years, and Captain Dick Richard on the ABC series China Beach. He was a serial killer werewolf in the Joe Dante film The Howling. Number 1, Robert Picardo. Number 2, Roz Kelly, Happy Days Fonzie's girlfriend, Pinky Tuscadero. Roz Kelly also appeared in guest roles on Starsky and Hutch, the Paul Lynde Halloween Special, Beretta, Kojak, The Love Boat, The Dukes of Hazzard, Charlie's Angels, Fantasy Island. She was all over the place. She was in Full Moon High, about a teenager who gets bitten by a werewolf. Number 2 is Roz Kelly. Number 3 on this list is Whit Bissell. He appeared in hundreds of films and television episodes as a prominent character actor. He was in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Creature from the Black Lagoon. He guest starred in a couple of episodes of The Lone Ranger. He was on Whirlybirds, Peyton Place, and The Brothers Brannigan. He was prominent in I Was a Teenage Werewolf. Number 3 is Whit Bissell. Number 4, the final actor on this list, is Barry Bostwick. He was Brad Majors in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Mayor Randall Winston in the sitcom Spin City. Bostwick also had considerable success in musical theater, winning a Tony Award for The Robber Bridegroom and performing the role of Danny Zuko in the original production of Grease. He was in Project Metal Beast, featuring a man-eating werewolf. Number 4 is Barry Bostwick. All right, Jackie, one of those actors is dead. Which one is it?
Is it number 3?
It is, in fact, Whit Bissell.
Whit Bissell.
Isn't that a great name?
Yes.
He died in 1996. He was 86 years old. You would recognize him if you saw him. You'd go, oh, yeah, I've seen him in millions of things. Everybody on this list is ancient. Roz Kelly is 81. Might want to check on her, Frank.
I know. I've got to check on her and Barry Bostwick.
Yeah, he's 80. So congratulations, Jackie. You've won the tickets to see Counting Crows, right?
Yep.
And a family 4-pack of tickets to tomorrow's roller derby event. If you want to buy tickets, go to saltlakerollerderby.org. Hang on the line, Jackie. Oh, say thank you, will you?
Oh, she's gone.
Oh.
She's on hold.
I'm sure she's grateful.
I'm sure she is.
Well, I've got to go check on Timothy Dalton. I'm sure he's fine, but...
You think?
79. Looks pretty good for 79.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Where Gary Oldman's 67 and looks 79.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
I did think he was older than that.
Yeah. I would go check on Rosie O'Donnell, but I'd have to go overseas.
You have to go to Ireland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
Well done, everybody. You're behaving yourselves out there. I have no accidents to tell you about, and you don't have any to tell me about. So let's keep it that way. If it changes and you see that, text us 33986.
KXRK Provo, we will take a break here. And then Sean Means will come in here and review movies for us, all the movies that are opening this weekend.
Lots of people.
I was just trying to find the box office, and for some reason, the Hollywood Reporter only wants to tell me about the Chinese box office for some reason.
I got it here somewhere. It was you went to like a megaplex or something?
Yeah, so I texted Daddy Gary right after Sean Mean's movie review on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Daddy Gary, do you want to go see Dune with me? Because I'm his sci-fi buddy and have been since he took me to Star Wars back in the 70s. So we've gone to all the Star Wars, the Star Treks, all of them. And he took me to the first Dune, the 1984.
Oh, the
Dune,
David Lynch one.
The David Lynch one.
He wants the spice.
And I pulled up the cast of the first one to compare to the new one. So you have Kyle MacLachlan, who was a handsome man back then. He was a good-looking man.
Still a good-looking man.
So that's the Timothée Chalamet.
He's your Chalamet of the day.
Yeah. And then you have Zendaya.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who played the Zendaya character? Do you remember?
No.
Sean Young.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Crazy Sean Young.
Yeah. And
Patrick Stewart was in it.
Yes,
Patrick
he was.
Stewart was in it. And the Austin Butler character was the Sting character.
Yes.
So it was kind of fun to look at who played what in the original one.
Who was the Baron in that?
In the first one?
In the suit.
In the fat suit.
Kenneth McMillan.
Oh, that's right, Kenneth McMillan. He was actually pretty good, I thought.
Yeah. But I remember saying when I watched Dune 1...
Brad Dourif was in it.
Yeah.
That it was a little boring. I thought it looked cool.
I thought it was
a little
slow,
slow.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
That is not the case for this one.
No.
This is 2 hours and 45 minutes, and at the end of it, Daddy Gary and I looked at each other and went, that was 2 hours and 4. It moves along, and I could have kept watching, because it does. Actually, Sean Means compared it to Empire Strikes Back, where it's super satisfying, but at the end, you want to know what happens.
Dune
next.
Part 2 did $81.5 million on the weekend.
That's North America.
That's North America. 178.5 globally, and it's considered great.
Oh, it doesn't land in China until next weekend. Japan the week after that. Okay, all right.
So I didn't see it in IMAX. I just saw it on.
Was it crowded?
On regular. It was playing. We went to the Century 16. It was playing like every 15 minutes in every theater. So our theater wasn't full, but every theater was showing it.
I'm going to wait a week or so and go see it in IMAX.
I can see where IMAX would be the way to go. I mean, it was great on just regular screen.
I don't know where to go for IMAX. Where?
You have to go south of 21st.
Oh, no. Never mind. I don't want to do
But
that.
There's one out west, and then there's one down south by the soccer stadium.
This is Zendaya's movie. She is the star of this.
Which I have been told by people who read the book that they enhanced her part. Because in the book, she's just pretty much there to be the girlfriend.
No,
and that's it.
She's great in this. She has a huge part. It was really good. I liked it quite
Max
a bit.
von Sydow was in the original?
Of course. All those great British actors. You know?
He's Swedish.
Swedish?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I'm starting to think more kindly of the first one now that
I got a regular bucket of popcorn, just in a. Bob in Santa Quinn wants to go to the movies, and thank God Sean Means is here to tell us what's in the movie theater.
Where's the closest movie theater to Santa Quinn?
I'm not sure.
Probably Payson?
Yeah, I would think.
Santa Quinn. Movies, Sean Means, brought to you by?
Isn't that nice that movies are happening?
Okay.
It sure is. Well, he's here, Sean Patrick Means. He is a reporter and editor at the Salt Lake Tribune, these many years. sltrib.com is where you will find that sort of thing. And Sean is also a movie critic, and you can find his reviews collected at moviecricket.net. Correct?
That is correct.
All right. So we got 3 movies, and I guess we start with the controversial. Why? I don't know.
Let's do the art house.
You want to do art house,
and then we'll get to the.
We'll circle back.
Okay.
We'll start with Universal Language.
Oh.
This is a sort of absurdist comedy drama from Canada. So that'd be controversial now, I guess. With a filmmaker named Matthew Rankin. There are a bunch of characters whose stories interlock, and I won't go into the details on that. But through it all, there's one guy who sort of threads through them all. He's come home to Winnipeg to help his aging mother, but he's having trouble finding her. And as he keeps looking, he keeps crossing paths with all these other characters, and their kindness sort of becomes sort of a running thread through this and helping this guy out. The weirdest bit is that in this version of Canada, so Canada's bilingual, right?
Yeah.
Well, in this version of Canada, it's not English and French; it's French and Farsi, the language of Iran.
All right.
And the main, like I said, the main point here, it's a very odd kind of movie. The main point here is that kindness is universal, cutting through any language barrier, which, is something we probably need to hear right now, and especially hear from our friends in Canada, who have so little to be angry about nowadays. It just takes a lot to get Canadians angry.
Yeah.
Just don't do much.
But we've done a pretty good job.
Don't beat them. Don't beat them in hockey, and don't say you're going to make them the 51st state, and you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3.5 stars for Universal Language. It's a little weird, but go with it.
Okay. All right. Then on Becoming a Guinea Fowl.
Yes, this is a fascinating, heartbreaking drama from Zambia. But don't let that put you off, because there's very familiar things. You'll get the gist as you go.
They're people just like us.
Yeah, exactly. So you start with a woman who's driving home from a party, and we know she's cool because she's got a Missy Elliott costume on as she's driving home.
Okay.
And she sees a body in the road, and she stops, and she sees that it's her Uncle Fred.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
And she wonders what Fred is doing out in this part of town after dark. And you also realize very quickly that this woman Shula, she has history with Uncle Fred.
Ah.
And she knows a lot about Uncle Fred, and it's something all the female cousins her age know about Uncle Fred.
Fred is dead.
Fred is now dead.
Okay.
And what they all know about Uncle Fred is something that nobody talks about.
Mm-hmm.
And Shula is very much under pressure not to talk about it as the funeral is starting up.
Ah, okay.
And we get to see what a funeral is like in Zambia. It's basically every relative, male, female, comes to one house, and they sit, they talk about the deceased, and they eat a lot of food.
Mm-hmm.
And Shula and the women of her generation are the ones expected to make the food. So while the men sit around and do nothing and just
and not say anything bad about
and
Uncle
not
Fred.
say anything bad about Uncle Fred. And while the women of the older generation mostly sit around and try to behave like they're the ones who are most aggrieved and most grieving about Uncle Fred going away. And it becomes almost performative and competitive. So, and this is like I said, it's a fascinating look at sort of generational trauma and how women hold things together when maybe they should be letting them fly apart a little bit. It's really gripping. This is a movie that just sort of grabs you by the heart and just does
can you
not let
explain
go.
the title?
The movie does explain it. It involves guinea fowl being a animal that warns against predators.
Okay.
There you go.
So
That's
it comes into play.
I think we figured it out.
It's all right there.
All right, Sean, how many stars?
3.5 for On Becoming a Guinea Fowl.
Is that at the Broadway?
That is at the Broadway. It might be at a couple other places too. It got picked up A24, which is
it did.
Decent. Yeah.
All right. Snow White.
Snow White.
Now, this is only controversial because
people are idiots.
Yeah, because people are idiots. It's just another in a long line of Disney doing live-action versions of their classic animated films.
Right. Now, for a long time, they wouldn't touch this one and not mostly because it was the first animated feature-length film ever made. Gertie the Dinosaur for purists, but it's the first. It was Disney's first full-length movie, and it was a risk. It was they called it Disney's Folly. They thought he was going to lose a shirt on it.
It is a beautifully animated movie.
It is a work of art.
Yeah, I've seen documentaries about this.
I watched it again last week just to sort of get prepped for this, and it is a work of art.
But is there some amount of so Snow White's going to go clean their house, and she can stay with them if she cleans their house, and how does that translate today?
There's a bit of that, although it's a little more. This isn't 80. I mean, 88 years old movie.
Yeah.
There are some things that need updating.
Yeah.
For one thing, she's not just sitting around for her prince to come.
Good.
She's much, and that's something that strikes you nowadays watching the original, is that she's a very passive character in her own movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someday my prince will come.
Yeah. So now and you know, we redo Hamlet from time to time. We do other stories from time to time.
Yeah,
why does it take us 88 years to come back around to Snow White, really? So the basic story, you know, Snow White's a young princess. The evil queen looks in her magic mirror and says, "Who's the fairest of them all?" And when the mirror says Snow White, the evil queen gets mad and orders the huntsman to take her out to the woods and kill her. But the huntsman can't do it, and so she escapes into the forest and she finds a cottage where 7 little people.
The huntsman takes the heart of a deer or something. Back to the queen.
Something different this time, but it was a heart of a pig in the original. But you never actually saw; you just saw the chest. Yeah. So there are some changes here. Like I said, Snow White is a little more proactive. She's been raised to that she will someday lead the kingdom.
Ah, okay.
And the kingdom is a cool, nice place. Everybody's happy and prosperous, and the royalty like parties with the peasants, and it's all good. And then the queen dies, the king remarries, and she turns out to be evil, and that's Gal Gadot.
Oh, I see.
As the evil queen.
Yeah.
And basically turns Snow White into Cinderella for a little while, and then there's the whole, she gets banished to the woods and meets the 7 little people. The D word is never said.
Oh, really?
In this movie anywhere.
Oh,
so we're not calling them that anymore.
Okay.
But instead of a prince, there is a charming thief who's standing up to the evil queen and trying to, for the people.
Oh, I kind of like that.
It's more, the relationship, frankly, is a little more like Rapunzel and Flynn.
I was going to say
Entangled.
that sounds like
Yeah. So, and there's some new songs from the guys who did La La Land and The Greatest Showman. They did keep Hi Ho and Whistle While You Work.
Oh,
those
good.
are actually some good musical numbers. They did not keep Someday My Prince Will Come.
Good.
Because really,
that makes sense
why would
anymore,
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not perfect. The 7 little guys are a little uncanny valley. They're CG and whatever and motion capture and voice work. They want them. The problem is that Disney wants them to look too much like the cartoon characters because that's their.
They expect
well,
that.
yes,
Yeah.
and their names are sort of indicative of how they should look.
Yes, and that's their IP. They can't get rid of it. Gal Gadot is not bad. The real reason to watch here is Rachel Zegler.
That's what I hear.
As Snow White. She is great. Yeah, there was controversy, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Because a Latina is playing Snow White, and
her skin is as white as snow.
Well,
it's supposed to be.
The as the story goes, she's named Snow White because she was born during a snowstorm.
No.
So
Okay.
yeah. Of course, Rachel Zegler, we know she played Maria in West Side Story. That was her big debut, and she's legit. That was not a one-off. She can sing. She's got great energy. I honestly think that in real life she could charm woodland creatures. That's her vibe. I mean, she's I think she's wonderful there. So any idea of controversy? Yeah, the controversy was first off it was people already mad because she's Latina.
We have a Black Little Mermaid. We have Latina. What's Disney doing?
Right, and then she had the audacity to actually have an opinion about things in the world, and that just made everybody mad.
Has the Trump administration released a statement condemning the movie yet?
I'm sure they will.
I don't care.
Give many minutes.
I'm finding myself less interested in what they have to say about most anything. Anyway, 3 stars for Snow White. It like I said, it's good. It's not. It gets good. It's not perfect. It is decent as these things go. I mean, it's certainly better than the Lion King movies.
Do they have scenes in the mine where
the hi ho is the number is all set in the mine.
Okay,
yes.
Cool.
So still not quite clear the economics involved there, but whatever.
Well,
just go with it.
Yeah. All right. So 3 stars for Snow White. It sounds like a busy weekend. What do we got next week?
Next week, Death of a Unicorn is the biggie. Dark comedy about a lawyer played by Paul Rudd who brings his daughter played by Jenna Ortega, along to meet the super rich head of the pharmaceutical company where he works. And along the way, their car hits something, and you can take a guess what.
Gee, I can't imagine.
So there's also a horror movie called The Woman in the Yard, and
I saw a trailer for this.
I saw one trailer. I'm not sure what it's about.
It's about a woman in a yard.
Yeah, there's some dark presence out there. And
Well, don't go outside.
Sounds pretty creepy to me.
The trailer is.
But I have gardening to do.
The trailer is this woman dressed in black with a black veil and everything, sitting in the yard. And then every day she gets closer to the house.
Oh, that's creepy. Okay.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll see about that one.
And then the penguin lessons?
The Penguin Lessons. Steve Coogan as a teacher who befriends a penguin. Yes.
I saw a picture of that.
Yeah.
It was really
It's
strange.
Steve Coogan and Jonathan Price are in that. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good to me.
All right, Sean Means, thank you. You can find Sean's work, sltrib.com and moviecricket.net.
Thank you very much, Sean.
Thank you.
All right. Traffic, please, Gina.
We do have a crash, I-15 southbound at 200 North in Kaysville. 2 left lanes and the left shoulder are blocked. Traffic is backing toward Layton. That's the only accident, though, which is good news. If you see something, you can share it with us via text at 33986.
All right, here are the boner candidates you'll be voting for momentarily. Boner candidate number 1. He's an Italian Mickey Mouse, and he's got a knife. Boner candidate number 2. You can vandalize the Capitol building in D.C., but vandalizing Elon's Teslas is a step too far. And boner candidate number 3. So who really has Trump derangement syndrome?
All right, so we got boners, big boy news, all coming up after these messages and a.
Of Murder with Gina Barberi. Radio from Hell on X96.
We finally have some closure in the Natalie Holloway disappearance from 2005.
Wow, really?
Isn't that amazing that this story has kind of been hanging in there like this?
Wow.
And I say disappearance because they've never found her body.
Still.
Mm-hmm.
They won't.
So, Joran Vandersloot has always been the main suspect in this case because they were seen leaving a bar together. This is in Aruba.
All right.
But they just could never quite pin it on him.
He would never confess. She was only 16.
18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But she was on some sort of
a school
trip or after graduation trip.
But everybody's been very sure he did this, but just could never quite. So
he had friends that kind of ratted him out.
Well,
right?
and he had a super rich dad that he lawyered up right away, and they kept him out of jail.
But he did go to jail, didn't he?
He did. I'll tell you about that in a second.
Okay.
So yesterday, he pleaded guilty to federal extortion charges related to the Alabama teenager's disappearance and was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Now you're saying extortion. What's that?
It's blackmail.
So he's yes.
I know what it is.
So he basically got away with killing her.
Yeah.
They couldn't pin him on him. But he decides he wants to make some money. So he gets a hold of Natalie Holloway's mom.
Okay.
And says, for $250,000, I'll tell you what happened to your daughter.
Did his rich father stop supporting him?
I don't know. And so, of course, mom and lawyer went, this is blackmail. And but this has been going on a long time. It's finally come to trial. Now, why has it been going on so long? Well, Joran kind of disappeared for a while, and he made his way to South America. Peru, to be exact.
Okay.
Where he killed 2 more people.
Good Lord.
Now, why did he kill these people? They wouldn't have sex with him. Killed them. So it
was justified.
So he was caught for those and has been in prison ever since for those.
Okay.
While this extortion trial has been going on the side. Finally, as part of it finally putting this to rest, he has said, I will tell you what happened.
What happened to your daughter?
This is since 2005 she's been waiting.
And he also says he's found Jesus, right?
Well, yeah, right. Here's what he said.
Okay.
Natalie wanted to go back to her hotel that night. He arranged for the 2 of them to get dropped off a little farther away from the hotel so they could walk back, and he might get a chance to talk her into having sex with him.
Okay.
As the 2 walked along the beach, they began kissing, and then Holloway told him to stop. He, of course, didn't, so she kneed him in the crotch, and that made him mad.
Okay.
He took a cinder block, and they've been fairly sure all along that this is how she died because they found the cinder block. And he killed her with the cinder block, and then there's the ocean. So
And
he
the
just
ocean just
walked
took her out.
Walked her body out into the ocean, and
The tide took her.
never to be.
And that's why they've never found her
She's
body.
a food for fish.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, this guy.
He's a great guy. But he found Jesus. So
That's what he says.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm not the same person today. I've given my heart to Jesus.
so it just shows you it's never too late to accept the Lord into your soul,
And everything's
so
fine.
much.
Yeah.
I mean, he said. Actually, what did her mom say? It's kind of funny. She's like, you look like crap. I don't think you're going to be around very long, or something like that. Like,
wow.
I'm surprised somebody will get him in prison.
Probably.
Maybe.
Probably.
I mean, he's already been there a while, and he's going to be there for a while. Interesting side note.
Yes.
Natalie's mom, Beth, I don't believe they're still together, but for a while, she was dating John Benet Ramsey's dad.
What?
The hell? What, did they meet at a convention?
I mean, kind
They
of.
probably got together through
Yeah.
unsolved
Yeah.
the unsolved crime.
Yeah.
The green room of unsolved mysteries?
Now, they claim to just be friends, but there are pictures of them kissing in restaurants and stuff.
Is he what does he look like? Is he?
He's quite a bit older than her. She's in her 40s. He's in his 60s.
I've seen her, and she's a fair, a nice-looking, mature blonde woman.
She and her husband, unfortunately, divorced in the aftermath of all this. That
often happens.
But I don't know if they're still together, but they were. Just an interesting side note. They were.
Okay.
There's something there, though. You just gotta think that there might be something there, some kind of because. John Benet Ramsey, there was always the suspicion that the brother did it, the older brother, right?
Younger brother.
No, he
older
was
brother.
old. He was older. Yeah.
Was that your suspicion?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were never able to prove anything, and his parents stuck up for him.
Yeah.
They said, "What? No, we don't think he did it." But
never came clean.
Wow. Thank you for that morsel of murder.
Thank you.
Will you look into that Jean Benet Ramsey thing? I want to know if he's still around. And,
Oh yeah. The dad?
No, the brother.
Yeah, he's still around. I mean, we still don't know.
Because
on
this
this
day.
day. Oh, you have it?
Oh, I've got it.
Okay.
Yeah. On this day in 1989, the Pixies released Monkey Gone to Heaven, the lead single from their second studio album, Doolittle. If man is 5, then the devil is 6, and if the devil is 6, then God is 7. All right. Scary. Time now for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, March 21, 2025. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. And once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will, in fact, receive.
You can't buy it. You have to win it. The Radio from Hell Boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1. He's an Italian Mickey Mouse, and he's got a knife. I don't know if we have a picture of this. A Mickey Mouse look-alike is being hunted by police after reportedly threatening tourists in Italy.
Creepy.
Now, so it's somebody in a mouse costume that vaguely resembles Mickey Mouse. Terrified tourists have taken to social media to warn others about this street crook posing as the Disney character in Naples, Italy. The tourists unwilling to pay for photos. So he's one of those guys who goes around in a plaza and gets you to pose for photos with him, and then you're supposed to give him money. But if you don't give him money, apparently he pulls out a knife and threatens you.
He's getting his money one way or another.
Yeah. One woman wrote, "I was super excited, and I had my daughter take a picture with Mickey Mouse. Only now I've discovered he goes around with a knife and takes it out on anyone who doesn't give him money. Thank God we escaped." Local member of parliament Francesco Emilio Borelli said that this crook, who is disguised as Mickey Mouse, we've got to get him. We cannot allow people like this to act undisturbed in the tourist areas of the city, damaging the image of Naples and creating a climate of fear between citizens and visitors. I want an investigation to get the facts, and if the allegations are true, he will be caught and dealt with. Naples cannot be hostage to those who think they can do as they like without respect to the law. Pretty creepy. Apparently he's done this to several people, and they've ended up giving him money because they don't want to get stabbed. Boner candidate number 1, he's an Italian Mickey Mouse, and he has a knife.
It's called a shiv.
Oh, it's what is that?
I made it myself, Goofy.
There's actually a stiletto. That's an Italian knife.
Stiletto.
It's a stiletto. Here's Boner candidate number 2. You know, you can vandalize the Capitol building in D.C., but vandalizing Elon's Teslas, now that's just a step too far, okay? Trump pardoned the violent rioters who vandalized the Capitol building and fatally attacked police officers on January 6, 2021. But Fox News suggests that Tesla protesters should get the death penalty.
Jeez.
I know on January 20th that the president signed into law through an executive order restoring the death penalty, said Fox News host Harris Faulkner. And she was talking to White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, who nodded, right after labeling the Tesla protesters, some of those who have vandalized the cars, as domestic terrorists. Yes, Leavitt agreed. And what I can tell you is that President Trump condemns the violence, and he's determined to restore law and order in our country. And he will ensure that the harshest penalties are pursued for those who are engaging in this vicious violence that we have seen targeted at this fine American company. This comes after Attorney General Pam Bondi referred to Tesla protesters as domestic terrorists, even though nobody has been seriously injured in the protest. Tesla cars don't count. Naturally, Bondi neglects to condemn the real domestic terrorists, those who violently stormed the Capitol and tried to overthrow the government after Trump lost the election to Joe Biden. Boner candidate number 2. Yeah, you can vandalize the Capitol building in D.C., but vandalizing Elon's Teslas, that's a step too far.
Yep.
Coming up, Boner candidate number 3, which I guess we did the day I was gone.
It won that day.
So I could put another candidate in there.
I don't know how we vote for it.
Well, I mean, people could just vote for it based on what they hear. I don't know what to do exactly. Should I just do the same, the one that won on Wednesday?
Well, I mean, we don't have time to replace it on the website.
Yeah.
Because they need to be rewritten.
Yeah. All right. Well, coming up, Boner Canada number 3. So who has Trump derangement syndrome? It won on Wednesday.
Maybe you missed it. Maybe you didn't hear it.
Yeah,
So
all right. Well, that could be. Yeah. All right.
All right. Big boy news and opinioendo now, brought to you by.
News making you feel like you need to flee the country? Travel Club 365 can help. From cruises and all-inclusives to bucket list adventures, your local travel pros can plan it all for every budget, all with no planning fees. Give Travel Club 365 a call or text 801-441-0102. That's 801-441-0102, travelclub365.com.
9-time Grammy Award-winning music producer Rick Rubin took the Qualtrics X4 stage Thursday here in Utah. And while a tech conference may seem like an odd environment for a music industry icon, Rick Rubin seemed right at home. It shouldn't come as much of a surprise, as Rubin has worked on an incredibly diverse catalog of musicians throughout his career, over 4 decades long, including Paul McCartney, Johnny Cash, Aerosmith, Mick Jagger, Adele, Red Hot Chili Peppers, U2, on and on. Rage Against the Machine.
Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys, yeah. After co-founding Def Jam Records in the early 80s, he helped pioneer the mainstream birth of the hip-hop genre with the Beastie Boys and Run DMC. He was named one of the 100 most influential people in the world by Time magazine. On Thursday, Rubin talked about all of that and more when he walked onto the stage, barefoot, as he usually is, onto the stage at the Salt Palace Convention Center to distill his wisdom with thousands of summit attendees. Creativity is engaging intentionally with the choices we make. I think all of us are creative. We make creative choices every day. And many people think of themselves as not creative and not artists. But any time you decide to take a different route home or solve any problem in life, you are making a creative decision, he said. He was there to be a motivational and star speaker at their big convention. You know, these companies do always hire somebody amazing to come and speak to them, and apparently it was really good. West Valley City Police say they have arrested a 36-year-old man after, this is such a sad story, I think, he attempted to rob a bank by passing a note. Christopher Thomas Kirby was arrested Wednesday, faces aggravated robbery charges, according to court documents. West Valley Police responded to a call of a robbery at First Utah Bank on Redwood Road. They arrived and took Mr. Kirby into custody without incident. Detectives say that Mr. Kirby walked into the bank and passed a note to the teller reading, "This is a robbery. I have a bomb on me that will explode. I need $20,000 in a bag." The note was written on a sticky note. Following his arrest, Kirby explained to police officers that he was robbing the bank to get food and clothes. And according to Kirby, he stole the pen and the sticky note used in the robbery from a Dollar General store next to the bank. That's just something so pathetic about that. The state lawmakers took aim at Salt Lake City during this year's legislative session, weighing in on how the city designs its streets, what flags are allowed in government buildings. State legislators across the nation have increasingly proposed bills to exert control over local governments on public safety, education, and homelessness. Salt Lake City Council Chair Chris Wharton said the same is true for Utah's capital. "This was definitely the most difficult session that I've been involved with in my time on the city council," Wharton said, who was elected in 2017. 4 bills that will have substantial impact on Salt Lake. Street planning. Salt Lake City now has to get state approval for a mobility plan before moving forward with projects that could permanently reduce vehicle capacity on a collector or arterial highway.
That's ridiculous.
Why that matters, the bill would hinder Salt Lake City's goals to create a more bike and pedestrian-friendly streets, which is that's what they want to do, but the legislature's putting the kibosh on that pretty much. Salt Lake City must enter into a public agreement with the Utah Department of Public Safety to address crime. The bill would also allow the state to use eminent domain on unincorporated Salt Lake City-owned property to build a new homeless service facility. That move comes after Mayor Aaron Mendenhall received a letter from Republican state leaders ahead of the legislative session criticizing the city's handling of homelessness and crime. Pride flags are prohibited from being displayed in classrooms and government buildings if Governor Cox, he still hasn't signed that.
Oh, he hasn't?
No.
We would be the only state in the country that had that.
It could be challenged in court over freedom of speech concerns. But Salt Lake City has always been very upfront about displaying pride flags. Also, collective bargaining. Labor unions that represent teachers, firefighters, and police officers and other public employees will be banned from collective bargaining.
There is a petition going around. You might see people in parking lots at the grocery store or something, and they're asking you to sign. That's what that is for, saying you support collective bargaining for firefighters and teachers.
Which we should, yes.
So if someone comes up to you, don't say, I don't have time, sorry.
No, is that the signature effort to get? It's not a petition.
Not a petition.
It's the signature effort to get the law, get a law on the legislative session in next year, I guess. Another official, the Pentagon was scheduled on Friday to brief Elon Musk.
Why?
On the U.S. military's plan for any war that might break out with China. Another official said the briefing would be China-focused. Without providing additional details, a fourth official confirmed that Musk was to be at the Pentagon today, offered no details hours after news of the planned meeting was published by the New York Times. Pentagon officials and Trump denied that the session would be about military plans involving China. China will not even be mentioned or discussed, Trump said.
Which means they will be.
Yeah.
When he says Elon's not going to be there, it means Elon will be there.
A Venezuelan immigrant who was recently released from Immigration and Customs Enforcement custody after being arrested during a major federal immigration enforcement operation in the Denver metro area last month said Wednesday he was treated like a criminal. Despite having proof he was following the law as an asylum seeker. Jonathan Chacon, released from the GEO processing facility in Aurora last Tuesday, 5 weeks after being detained in the Cedar Run apartments. 2 days after Mr. Chacon was detained, his brother, Louis Chacon, maintained Jonathan was wrongfully detained because he had no criminal background and was in the middle of an asylum case.
And that's the case for some of those people that were on that flight to El Salvador.
Yes.
There are people that were on that flight that had no criminal history.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. I had the wrong tattoo.
Kiara is a red panda. The Utah Hogle Zoo's newest critter.
I love red pandas.
Utah Hogle Zoos wants you to meet its newest resident, 7-year-old Chinese red panda who likes to sneak biscuits.
Well, who does?
Kiara's care team calls her curious, relaxed, and go with the flow. She savors fruit and bamboo, and she will eventually share a habitat with William, a 1-year-old male who arrived last year. Red pandas are classified as endangered species by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. Apparently, red pandas love their sleep, snoozing up to 17 hours a day.
They are adorable.
And
I love animals that sleep 17 hours a day.
And Kiara loves biscuits. And finally this.
I'd love to give Kiara some biscuits.
In a ranking of 147 nations, Finland ranked as the happiest country in the world, according to a new analysis from the World's Happiest Report. The report uses data from the Gallup World Poll to help determine how happy the citizens of various countries are. The report looks at numerous factors, including a nation's economy, life expectancy, freedom to make life choices, charitable giving, perceptions of corruption, and dystopia. And I think healthcare has a lot to do with these rankings as well.
Yes.
The report found that many European nations tend to perform better than other regions of the world. Behind Finland in the rankings were Denmark, Iceland, Sweden, the Netherlands. While the U.S. wasn't at the top of the list, the nation ranked 24, just above the United Kingdom and just below Belize.
We dropped.
Yeah, the lowest. It's the lowest the U.S. has ever appeared in the rankings. It's Americans are spending more and more time eating alone, which makes you isolated.
Americans
and
are
sad.
sleeping 17 hours a day
and eating biscuits.
I wish. Afghanistan ranked at the very bottom of the list of 147 nations. Afghanistan was at the very bottom in terms of happiness. All right, that's it.
Weather, traffic.
So we've got about a 20% chance of showers after 3 p.m. Better overnight tonight into tomorrow. 70% chance overnight. Pretty warm, 53. Tomorrow, 54. We're 65 by Monday, and you think, wow, that's warm. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till you get a load of Wednesday. 75 expected for next
All right,
Wednesday.
here's.
Well,
sorry.
Hold on there.
Well, I just want to get this over with.
Crash southbound I-15, 200 north, SR 273, Davis County. The two left lanes are closed and traffic is backing up toward Layton. That's the only thing that UDOT's reporting. Perhaps you see something. You should text us and let us know. 33986.
All right. So who has Trump derangement syndrome? Some of you may know this one already, but here you go. Minnesota State Senator Justin Eichhorn, Republican from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Let's call this today's episodes of Republicans living their best Christian values. Senator Eichhorn decided to spice up his Monday by trying to hire a teenager for sex. This sterling example of conservative leadership spent his morning co-sponsoring legislation to officially classify Trump derangement syndrome as a mental illness. Then, apparently feeling productive after a hard day's work owning the libs, the married father of four thought he'd treat himself by soliciting what he believed was a 17-year-old girl for prostitution. It was really an undercover detective. Uh-oh. Bloomington police nabbed the 40-year-old family values champion outside his vehicle near Normandale Boulevard. We are shocked by these reports, gasped the Senate Republican caucus. Senate Majority Leader Aaron Murphy was all like, he fell in the allegation against Senator Eichhorn is deeply disturbing. We understand that Mr. Eichhorn resigned from his position today and is spending time in jail. Boner candidate number 3. So who has Trump derangement syndrome?
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, he's an Italian Mickey Mouse, and he's got a knife. A Mickey Mouse kind of creepy look-alike is being hunted by police in Naples, Italy, because when you have your picture taken with him, if you don't give him money, he takes out a knife and threatens you.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number 2, you can vandalize the Capitol building in D.C. You get a presidential pardon for that. But vandalizing Elon Musk's Teslas, that is a step too far, and you might get the death penalty for that. It's Boner candidate number 2, and then Boner candidate number 3. So who has Trump derangement syndrome?
All right. Here we go. Time for you to vote for your boner. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Which one is the worst? Remember your candidate number, 1, 2, or 3. Put that number, that single digit, in the message of a text. That's all we need in the message. That's how the computer counts it. And you text that to 33986. Easy. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live voice vote at 877-602-9696. Or you can go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, March 21, 2025. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. All right, we'll have your boner winner in about 4.5 minutes here. So get your vote in. And right after that, have another drink with Jimmy the Wine Guy. He'll also be taking your questions, so get them ready. If you have any questions for Jimmy, get ready to have them answered. Here we go. Boner of the Day. Vote.
You sound really just at a low ebb. No energy.
Dick Butkus is heavy.
Oh, yeah, well.
You know.
Yeah, I can see
I had
that.
to right into the sidecar.
Frank has joined us, as he does every weekday morning, to play a game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
You see, Frank is a Grim Reaper, and it is his job to reap the souls of celebrities. And that's horrible, because
I love our precious celebrities.
Do other reapers who specialize, for instance, reapers that perhaps have to take the souls of veterinarians, do they also hate their jobs?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
They all do because they love veterinarians.
They love their precious veterinarians.
So every reaper loves whatever they're reaping.
That's the curse.
Even the reapers who have to reap Uber drivers.
It's because in our mortal lives we were a little too obsessed with, Quinn Christ is the veterinarian.
Quinn Christ.
Yes,
I see. Well, Frank, we're here to play the game. We have a contestant, I believe.
Yes, Todd is on.
Hi, Todd. How are you today?
I'm fine, just fine.
Yes, you are. Now, Todd, on this list, there are 3 celebrities who, like you, are, Frank?
Fine, just fine.
Right. But one of them, Frank has met and taken, and it will be your job, Todd, to figure out who that celebrity is, and what will Todd win if he is successful?
Nightmare on 13th tickets back for their 2023 season, celebrating 33 years of Halloween with 2 haunted attractions this year. Of course, the Nightmare Haunted House and the Institute of Terror.
You know, it's horrible. I have to stop myself from saying, and what will Todd win, Gina? Because I'm always saying that, and I look over, oh, it's Katie.
It's me today.
Yes.
You got the red hair that's showing rather than the brown.
All right. Todd, because it is Mad Hatter Day, National Mad Hatter Day, these 4 actors have all been in productions of Alice in Wonderland or Through the Looking Glass. Here we go. Number 1, Steve Coogan. He was in the Parole Officer, and he was in a movie called 24-Hour Party People. Also, he was in Around the World in 80 Days, Tropic Thunder, and he was in The Night at the Museum films. And he plays a character called Nat in Alice Through the Looking Glass with Kate Beckinsale as Alice. Number 1, Steve Coogan. Number 2, Catherine Beaumont. She played small parts in MGM's On an Island with You, where she did a Jimmy Durante impression in front of Durante's character. She was in The Secret Garden and Challenge to Lassie, but she's best known as Wendy in the Disney animated Peter Pan and Alice in the Disney animated version of Alice in Wonderland, for which she was named a Disney legend. Number 2, Catherine Beaumont. Number 3, Eric Idle. Yes, he was a member of the British comedy group Monty Python and the parody rock band The Ruttles. He performed many of the songs featured in Python projects, including Always Look on the Bright Side of Life and the Galaxy Song. He made his Broadway debut adapting Monty Python and the Holy Grail into the musical Spamalot. He's in a BBC TV version of Alice in Wonderland. Number 3, Eric Idle. And finally on this list, Telly Savalas, perhaps best known for portraying Kojak on the crime drama series Kojak, and James Bond arch-villain Ernst Starvo Blofeld in the film On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Savalas' other roles include Birdman of Alcatraz, Greatest Story Ever Told, The Dirty Dozen, Kelly's Heroes. He was the Cheshire Cat in a made-for-TV movie of Alice in Wonderland. Number 4, Telly Savalas. All right, Todd, which one of those actors is dead?
I'm going to say Telly Savalas, number 4.
Telly Savalas is correct. He died in 1994 at the age of 72, complications of prostate and bladder cancer. By the way, he lived at the Sheraton Hotel in Universal City for 20 years. He lived at the hotel, and he was such a fixture at the hotel bar that it was renamed Telly's. So there you go.
That's
you win.
An honor. That's an honor. When they name a bar after you, that's an honor.
I thought that Catherine Beaumont would be.
Oh, she's fine.
She's 85.
Yeah.
She did those roles when she was just a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Well, congratulations, Todd. You get the prize, and hang on, and somebody will tell you what you need to do next.
All right, there we go.
What are you doing, Frank? What do you got?
I'm gonna try to recover from Dick Butkus, but
He's a big man.
Has anyone seen Britt Eklund?
Britt Eklund? No.
81 today.
Oh my.
Also, Kevin Cronin from REO Speedwagon is 72.
Yeah, go visit Kevin.
I can't
Third
find
boner
that.
of the day.
And the boner of the day is brought to you in part by Bibimbap.
And why spend stupid ticket prices for concerts when you can experience great live music for less at Salt Lake's coolest, most intimate venues? Don't miss Blood on the Tracks, a Bob Dylan tribute show, Saturday, March 29th at the State Room. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
I like Bibimbap because you can. It's a whole bunch of elements that you pile into a bowl and then mix it up. Really good. All right. Well, we had boner candidate number 1, the Italian Mickey Mouse with a knife. You got some votes.
You got some votes.
And boner candidate number 3, the repeat boner candidate, still managed to get 64 votes, which is pretty good. But the winner this time, boner candidate number 2 with 172 votes. You can vandalize the Capitol building in D.C., but vandalizing Elon's Teslas, that is a step too far.
There you go. That's your boner of the day for today, March 21, 2025, now qualified to be boner of the week. Regarding the vandalism, there are cameras everywhere at car dealerships.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I not seeing the videos of the people starting the fires?
Oh, no.
I'm only seeing the fires.
Yeah, I don't know.
That sounds kind of conspiracy.
I know, that's crazy.
kind of.
And by the way, you shouldn't have to say this, but don't do that.
No.
Don't vandalize
And Jimmy
Teslas.
Kimmel said that in the little thing that I saw some other people posting. Jimmy Kimmel's encouraging people. No, he wasn't.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
All right. Well, let's see. Is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
Have another drink with Jimmy the Wine Guy, brought to you by our spirited friends down south, Clearwater Distilling, featuring their unique and decadent Lorenz Spirit rum with a twist. You can mix it, explore so many variations of cocktails with the spirit. Check out their new bottle designed for the Lorenz and get yours at clearwaterdistilling.com or your local DABS liquor store.
Have another drink, it'll make you feel better. Have another drink, it'll feel alright. If you feel down and you're under the weather, have another drink and you feel alright.
Well, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the ruthless pirate of the Wine Academy of Utah, Jimmy Santangelo, wineacademyofutah.com.
Arrgh.
The ruthless pirate. This is sort of a pirate drink we're mixing up here today. What are you doing here?
Little take on the painkiller. And what you have here, we're using the Canela Cinnamon Whiskey by Clearwater. Thanks, Jim. And sorry, I'm going to reach over. There we go. And the Canela Whiskey by Clearwater. And, you know, with cinnamon whiskey, this whiskey is whiskey-based, and they're taking a softer style of cinnamon, the cinnamon stick. Kaya, I believe it is, a C-A or C-N-Y-A. More importantly, they're soaking that cinnamon stick right into the vat of this whiskey. And there's no additional sugar added, no other additives or coloring agents. It's all whiskey, all cinnamon, all the time.
That's great.
And it really comes out, and Bill, you need one of these, don't you?
Yeah.
Don't leave Bill hanging there, Jimmy.
I didn't want to say anything.
Make mine a double.
So what you have here is, cinnamon. And I wanted to build a cocktail. We've had this a number of ways. I've had this in cinnamon. I had this as whiskey and coffee, like an Irish coffee with the cream.
Which is perfect for it.
Yeah, that was really good. We've done that. We've done a couple of other drinks, whether it was a Manhattan or an old-fashioned. But,
when I saw you mixing this up, I was like, are you sure?
Yeah.
So what all goes into it?
So we have here a take on the painkiller cocktail, which is a rum-based cocktail named after the Soggy Dollar bar down in the tropics. It was because they didn't have a dock, so you had to anchor off and wade in. So all your money got soggy and wet, so they call it the Soggy Dollar.
I see.
So this is the painkiller cocktail. It's a 3 to 2 to 1 part. It's 3 parts pineapple juice, 2 parts orange juice, 1 part coconut cream, and then your level of rum. Well, I swapped out that primary spirit with our Canela cinnamon whiskey. How is it, you guys?
It's really good.
Very tasty.
Yeah, I haven't. Let me see.
I think it's the coconut cream that's really kicking it up. It's
nice.
It gives it a nice take on that.
That's delicious.
So what I'd like to do.
You just made that up like you're a pro or something.
What I like is that cinnamon kind of gives it this more of a caramelization in a way flavor with the pineapple.
Yeah.
The orange juice provides you some of that good sweet and acid, kind of your triple sec. And then your coconut cream is a base. So that's not sweet. That's just this creamy, frothy deliciousness.
Oh, it is frothy. Look at that.
I would serve this in a long, tall Collins glass or a tiki glass,
Sure.
the big straws and the pineapple and the cherry, and you can, the flag or the little umbrellas. Things of that nature. Parasol, that's right. It's a parasol.
I'm reading the back of this Canela. It says, Canela brings connoisseurs and newcomers together, uniting refined taste with effortless pleasure.
Effortless pleasure. Yeah. I'd like to have some
Effortless
something
pleasure.
coconut to munch on while I'm drinking this.
Well, here, I
Something-
tell you what, I have some dried oranges here that I intended on using as a garnish, and I didn't until you said that.
Oh, okay. I'll take that.
So I don't need to
it'll,
garnish. This is delicious without it.
Ooh, but they're good.
But a lot of fun. You know,
Okay,
these
I'll
guys, we did just last Sunday, their cigar and spirits pairing. That was a lot of fun. It was promoted by PDR. Those were the cigars we were featuring.
That was down in Clearwater.
I was at Clearwater Distilling last Sunday. We do it once a month, and it was so fun because we were sitting there tasting some of the products, just neat upon arrival, and then I'm building and creating cocktails along the way. As the cigar smokes down, your cigar gets stronger in flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So we naturally did the cocktails got a little bit stronger and richer and deeper. This, I think I'm going to definitely put this into our
This should be in a
repertoire.
rotation.
In the rotation.
Does
Yeah.
this count as fruit? Like,
Yeah.
Because I'm feeling like I'm eating healthy right
Yeah,
now. This.
nice.
Sure.
Yeah, it's loaded with sugar.
Yeah.
I don't care.
So what are
It
the?
used to be fruit.
It used to be fruit. What are the parts again for this?
So think 3 to 2 to 1. 3 parts pineapple juice, 2 parts orange juice, 1 part of your coconut cream. And a lot of the grocers are carrying this coconut cream. I know it's upside down, but you can see the shape of it. And they come in all flavors. And this is the coconut cream. It's a concentrate. It's just fantastic. It's shelf stable. Keep it in the fridge. Comes out as a thicker, almost like a lotion consistency.
Oh, yeah.
If using the coconut cream in a thimble or you're measuring, put that in first, so then your acids, your liquids will wash that out then, so it's not as muck-a-muck.
So it matters the order.
You can. What we always try to do is put in the least expensive ingredient in your cocktail first.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's a mixology technique
How come?
because, well, if you knock over that mixing container and you tried your primary spirit first, well, you just spilled all your booze out, and that's typically the most expensive item in your drink.
I've been doing it backwards.
Yeah.
This whole
Well,
time.
if you're doing it, moving along, and also if you're making 2 drinks at a time, both are different drinks, but both have the same ingredient. Well, usually that's going to be a citrus, or it's going to be a different component than the alcohol. So that's when you can just do a double measure and drop in just for efficiency. So it's that's one of the techniques. And you also grab for your glass you're going to put it in and make sure you have your garnish. Because the last thing you want to do is have your drink waiting in the window to be taken to your guest, and you're like, I forgot the mint, and you got to run to the walk-in. You come back, and your drink's been set.
What is
down a little
it?
bit.
So when you garnish, you get a drink that has a garnish on it. Is it always meant to be eaten or just set aside? Or?
So, great question. It's meant to be introduced into the cocktail. Sometimes it's purely decorative. I prefer no garnish. I want a garnish to be used because who needs this decoration? The drink's the center of entertainment. I don't need bells and whistles to draw me to the drink. And garnishes are intended to be a component of the cocktail traditionally, but it's kind of gone off the rails with some beautiful garnishing and things like that.
So, but you would prefer it that it's something that you would consume along with the drink.
Yeah, if you have lime wedge on your gin and tonic, the intention there is to squeeze that lime in there, right?
Yeah.
Personally, we would make, say, a lime cordial, hit that in the bottom of that vessel, put in your spirit, introduce your ice, and then float your tonic water or whatever that is, and do it a little stir. You're good to go. Maybe some more zest over the top of an expression of a lime peel. But I guess I'm getting grumpy about it.
If I owned a tiki bar, I'd be stealing this recipe.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
it's a fun.
Carrie,
take.
when this
It's a
radio
fun
thing
take.
doesn't work out,
When the radio, I'm
You
gonna
can
open
go
a
sit
tiki bar.
You can go sit in a tiki bar and be drunk every day.
That's right.
There you go.
yeah, I always learn stuff from you, Jimmy. I think you've taught us everything, and then you come with something new.
Always something.
Very nice.
There you
Very
go.
nice.
All right, and he can teach you. If you have any questions for Jimmy, Here we go. 877-602-9696. That is the number to call. He knows all. He drinks all.
Questions about cocktails, questions about dining, questions about food pairings with
Hosting?
what cocktails and or wine pairings. Jimmy knows all of it. He is, after all, the ruthless pirate of the Wine Academy of Utah.
877-602-9696 is the phone number to call if you'd like to speak to Jimmy directly. If you're shy or if you're the bishop, 33986 is the text number. We prefer your phone calls, though, because, well, it's a radio show. That's just how it works.
So this was reported about 45 minutes ago. This crash, I-15 southbound 200 north in Kaysville, affecting 2 left lanes in the left shoulder. I haven't seen an update on that, so this is where I turn to Infiniteam. That's you guys letting me know if you're in that area and whether things are moving better or still an issue. If it's safe for you to text and let us know, I would appreciate it. 33986. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice, paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or hastergames.com.
All right, 877-602-9696. Talk to Jimmy. Ask him questions about your beverages. You can answer them. Or text 33986. Tracy Aviary. Everybody knows Tracy Aviary in the southwest corner of Liberty Park.
Yep.
They've been there forever. They're always expanding. Some of the experiences that they have down there are just terrific. Those Tracy Aviary, a place to you can see the world of birds and its habitats in an oasis of tranquility and natural surprises. Liberty Park is where they're at. Tracy Aviary, home to over 300 birds, representing more than 100 different species from around the world, including many that are endangered or extinct in the wild. You can enjoy an interactive bird show. Those are a lot of fun. Keeper demonstrations, animal encounters, behind-the-scenes exhibit tours, over a dozen nature play opportunities, 8 acres of themed exhibits, botanical gardens. You can have your birthday there. Jimmy does a beverage pairing.
Wine takes flight, yeah.
Yeah. In addition to inspiring curiosity and caring for nature, Tracy Aviary committed to protecting birds in Utah and beyond through education and conservation. $1 from every ticket sold goes to Tracy Aviary's Conservation Fund, and they contribute more than $120,000 each year to conservation work in Utah. So go to tracyaviary.org to learn more. Did you know you could stream Radio from Hell on the X90?
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is...
Tor. T-O-R-E, Tor. Today we find the mayor of Mona, Don Criddle, and his boy Denver a few miles south of Mona in the town of Nephi, Utah. They're about to order some lunch at the one-man band diner. Again, the word is Tor.
Denver, I don't want this trip to Nephi to turn into a day-long saga. You know, I get uncomfortable if I have to spend much time here in the city. I want to get in and get out and get back to Mona as quick as we can.
I know, Daddy. I can see you're already getting the sweats.
I know. Being in this urban setting makes me nervous. So to save time, you order us some lunch while I run over to the plumbing supply store. Order me a ham sandwich and an orange soda. I'll be back by the time the food gets here.
Okay, Daddy, we'll do. Ham sandwich and orange soda. I'm going to get a taco salad and chocolate milk. The salad comes in a tortilla bowl, and I'm going to eat the bowl.
That's fine. That's fine. I guess the phone ordering system here is broke, so here comes the waiter. You order, and I'll be right back with the stuff I need to fix that turlet.
I'm really sorry about that, Daddy. I didn't know that you could not flush grass clippings.
Well, now you do. Just order, all right? Back in a flash.
All right.
So you ready to order, or do you need to wait until the old guy comes back?
No, I'm ready. He told me what he... Hey, you
meet what, kid?
You're not no waiter.
That's going to come as a surprise to my boss here at the one-man band diner. Come on, kid.
What do you and the old guy want?
You're Benny the Egg from 1493 and a half KVOM, right? You're Benny the Egg who does the morning show with Captain Breakfast. I know it's you, because I seen you when I took a tour of the radio station with my scout troop. You signed my scout scarf.
I was Benny the Egg, kid. But since somebody stole our broadcast tower, me and the captain can't do a show, and so I have to make some scratch somehow. My uncle owns this place, this one-man band diner, and he give me a job.
Well, Mr. the Egg, I met Captain Breakfast.
Listen, kid, when I'm on the radio, I'm Benny the Egg. When I'm working here, I go by my real name, the name on this tag here on my shirt.
Milton? Milton?
Milton. What of it?
Oh, nothing. Hey, where's Captain Breakfast?
Whatever you order, he's gonna make it. I got him a job in the kitchen.
Oh, my heck, Captain Breakfast is here in the kitchen. Can I take a tour of the kitchen?
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah Word of the Day.
That's just silly. That's what that is.
You know who washes his hands several times a day?
Religiously?
Wink in Payson.
Wink. Richard and Bob and Wink.
Can you guess who's
in
texting in?
Yeah.
Next?
Yes, I
All
can.
right.
In Payson, yes. And more with Jimmy. Your questions
yes.
brought to you by our spirited friends down south, Clearwater Distillery.
We're back again with the ruthless pirate who runs the line. If you have a swash, he'll buckle it. Jimmy Santangelo, wineacademyofutah.com. Jimmy can answer your questions about drinks, how to make cocktails, what cocktails go with what wine goes with what, dining. Well, yes, what?
Big news, okay?
Oh, okay.
Big news.
What's he
So
got?
you were saying who was speaking? It was the music producer. He was the
Rick
main
Rubin.
speaker.
Rick Rubin, yeah.
Rick Rubin. Well, part of that same group, there was somebody in my industry. Danny Meyer was in town.
Danny Meyer.
I know who that is.
setting the table.
I don't know.
And Dan-
It's Shake Shack.
Shake Shack.
He started
that's right.
Shake Shack.
But he was setting the table. He dined at Ochre Restaurant.
Oh, he did?
really?
Yeah, of
Down
all the restaurants he could have dined at here in town.
We go
He
there
went
quite
there.
a lot.
Yeah.
Down the street from my
I was
house.
so excited. I was so thrilled for them. And I got goosebumps just to have Danny Meyer in our town. See, he wrote a book called Setting the Table. That was our Bible in hospitality. Talk about, that's where the foundation of, hey, have a postcard for people complimentary to take with them or write it and we'll mail it to your friends, say that you were here, that kind of a thing. Or an umbrella with the logo on it. So when it's drizzling, you weren't expecting it. You just hand it to the guest leaving. I didn't have an umbrella. It's right here. We got one. I don't want to bring it back. Don't worry. Keep it. And then they use it
advertising,
again.
yeah.
Advertise. It's those little things.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Smart.
Brilliant.
So he got his start as being as a restaurateur? Just
Oh yeah, in New York City, and the Shake Shack idea came out because there was a square out within their community that was kind of, people were sleeping during the day. It was a little dangerous. Or like, best way to neutralize that is to create pedestrian traffic activity there. So he says, let's start a hot dog stand. And it really brought people together, and that was the seed of Shake Shack.
I want to say it was the square. I forget the name of the square, but it's behind the New York Public Library.
It may be.
And I used to walk through there every morning on my way to work.
Oh, nice.
When I lived in Manhattan.
Yeah, I'll be there in a couple of weeks visiting my daughter at college. But anyways, Danny Meyer was in town.
Let's see. So our first phone call, 877-602-9696. Carrie is here.
Hi, Carrie. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Salt Lake City. I'm late to work, so I'm not making good decisions this morning by calling you guys.
Okay.
Well, what do you want to ask Jimmy?
So pretty much every Friday, my wife sends me to the liquor store to get wine for like a dinner party, or we're going to friends' houses, and I just pick by like the pretty labels.
Sure.
So do you guys have any recommendations for pink, white, red? Like, how do I?
Yes,
look like I know what I'm doing?
look for Jax. JAX is the name of the producer. They have both white and red, and the Y3. It's their branding on the ranch. That was the branding. Their wines are fantastic. You will not go wrong.
Okay.
Are they reasonably priced?
Reasonably priced.
All right.
That's always a good choice.
There you go.
Go by the
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, man.
So there you
Thank
go, Carrie.
you.
Get to work.
Hurry.
Get to work.
877-602-9696. Here's a text question. This one's kind of controversial. Hey, Jimmy, it seems like more big brands are coming out with limited edition rye whiskeys.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or should they just be sticking to their original styles?
Well, it's consumer trends, and they're trying to meet market demand and keep things interesting. There's also a lot of collaborations. For example, here locally, we were impacted with High West being bought by Constellation. Constellation is a large global conglomerate. Owns a number of distillery and operators. So now, even wine. So now you're seeing these cross collaboration of High West aged in wine barrel. What are they doing that for? Well, the company that owns High West also owns that other company.
A lot of wine barrels.
A lot of wine barrels. So it's multiple. So it's a couple of things that's driving that trend.
It's interesting. The whiskey that was consumed in this country in the 1800s and or earlier was all rye. That's because
hardy grain,
because that's what people grew.
Yeah,
and so and then as other crops came, corn and all
then
of that,
corn came about.
and it's kind of a smoother, easier thing to drink, and it overtook, and that now rye is coming back.
Yeah, rye is totally back as of the 2000s for sure.
Yeah.
People want this recipe again. We're going to have it online, right, Katie?
3 to 2 to 1. We'll put a picture up of it, and
we'll have it online at x96.com. The drink sounds like the tiki rum at Disneyland Hotel Pool Bar.
It might be,
but it doesn't have that cinnamon. That's the difference there.
Yeah, this is a riff on the painkiller.
See, when he said the cinnamon, I thought that's not going to work. No, it works.
Yeah, that cinnamon and pineapple came together.
There's another one.
I like this. I've never had a drop of alcohol, but Jimmy's going to drive me to.
Sorry.
All right, here's a question. I love gin drinks from Tom Collins's and Gimlet's. They are my favorites. What are some other drinks that you think I might like?
French 75 is really good. That's take your champagne flute, add in just a teaspoon of powdered sugar. That's how I prefer doing it. You can also use simple syrup. Lemon, your gin. Take your bar spoon and just kind of dinky. This is all built in the champagne flute, and then float in up your favorite sparkling wine, and you got a great Sunday morning and afternoon.
All right. Let's see. What is the recipe for the gin drink Rings of Saturn?
I don't know.
Rings of Saturn?
Look it up. Let's see. Here's one. Here's a question for Jimmy. Stephen Rochester asks,
hey,
could you age whiskey, rum, and tequila in maple barrels instead of oak?
Oh.
I feel like that would give an interesting flavor.
Yeah, maple barrels, so you're going to have the residual that, the sediment from that maple, that would be delicious. I'm trying to think while I'm talking what the barrel of the maple barrel is, because this is what it's all about with the barrel. The barrel actually absorbs and soaks in the spirit. So if that's too hard of a wood, then it'll just integrate with the outside, the inside of the wood where you have that residual of the maple. Sounds awesome because I love that caramelization, the maple, that earthiness that would integrate into it. But my only concern is the type of wood that it's in.
I looked up the Rings of Saturn drink.
Yeah.
There are 2 ingredients in here. I don't know what they are, and I hope you do.
All right.
Gin, fresh lemon juice, passion fruit puree, orgeat.
Yeah, orgeat.
Orgeat.
Yeah.
And velvet falernum.
Yeah, velvet falernum. So that is a tiki style. That is a tiki style. So
Sounds
velvet
like it.
falernum is super floral, delicious on its own. Use it in small amounts. Orgeat. We have the bar guy Ryan makes his own orgeat here in our community, and you can find that at Harmon's or Caputo's. Recommend that one highly.
Oh, there we go.
And then we have 2 competing questions here.
Yes, go ahead.
One is, what's the least expensive palatable wine? Think like $2 Chuck.
Okay.
Chuck. And then,
Well, $2 Chuck was not palatable.
and then, I'm looking to really impress a new group of friends. Price is no object. I need your recommendations for the most handsome, beautiful bottle presentation. So those are 2 opposite.
Yeah. So on the, it's funny. I was just at store 1 yesterday, the one downtown, the new one, and they've got some really great. There's bottles of wine for $6.99, $7.99. The number 2 Copos. It's a Chilean, so 2 cups. That's on sale right now, I believe, for $6.99. It's a red. They've got red in their rosé and their white. That is a go-to for an inexpensive but very varietally correct and really nice wine.
Really? Okay.
And then on the other end, for buying by label so Continuum is a Napa Valley producer who I saw the prices. That wine used to be $4.99, $3.59. I just saw it for $1.49 the other day, and I'm like, "What's going on with it?" It's $149, and I was like, "What's going on with this guy?" I haven't yet to look at it, but that was one of the biggest, richest, deepest wines. Now, the label ain't going to be as flashy as you want it, but that's something that just popped into my mind because I saw it yesterday when I was walking.
What about Prisoner?
Yeah, Prisoner, great labels. They're machete, really fun, very graphic, kind of cool labels, absolutely. And whenever I go to a dinner party and I know there's going to be more than 6+ people kind of there, rather than bringing 2 bottles of wine or something, I try to look for the larger sizes, the magnums.
That's a good presentation.
And that's a good presentation,
yeah. Just get the biggest bottle you can. You got some events coming up, Jimmy?
Yes.
We have a sold-out event I'm going to tell you about. I'm just looking at my notes here. Saturday, tomorrow, the 22nd at Literary Libations. That's a live recorded podcast that you can join at Ken Sanders. We sold out just yesterday to 24 people.
Cool.
So that's going to be a good one, including that is sparkling wine, charcuterie, and a beverage paired to both the author and the event. And then if you didn't get enough of Leonardo Museum, next Thursday you can find me there at Leo Libations, where we have a multi-course food and wine pairing on Thursday, the 27th.
There you go.
Well, Jimmy Santangelo, remember, you can find all things Jimmy at wineacademyofutah.com. If you want to certify as a sommelier, Jimmy can do that.
Firing it up.
Yeah. All right. Thanks,
very
Jimmy.
much, sir.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Traffic, Gina, please.
Delays southbound I-15 stretch almost 4 miles, leaving Clearfield into Kaysville due to a crash blocking the 2 left lanes. Use West Davis Corridor or US 89 as your alternates into Farmington. Heard from a couple friends of the program confirming that, so thank you for that. Crash northbound I-15 approaching Pioneer Crossing and American Fork. Vehicles facing sideways blocking the center lanes. Other cars on both right and left shoulders. Traffic backing into Pleasant Grove. X96 welcomes Snow Patrol March 28th at the Union. Get your tickets and all the information now at x96.com.
Beat Gina coming up after these messages and a song. Beat Gina, we're getting ready to play multiple choice pop culture trivia. What is the prize today?
Tickets to see Simple Plan August 16th at America First Field with special guests Bowling for Soup and 303.
Simple Plan Bowling for Soup tickets, 877-602-9696. Call, line up and play Beat Gina after these messages and a song. 877-602
because I had to go have a procedure scheduled for 10:30. And I wasn't going to talk about it other than to say it was a procedure, but Gina, I think off the air, said to me, or maybe it was on the air, I talked about my hysterectomy.
Yeah, that's personal.
Yeah.
Carrie's had a testicle removed.
Yeah, we did. We talked about it on the air. And I said, okay, I'm having a procedure having to do with my prostate. Now, I won't go into all the details of that because it's just technical and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have prostate cancer. I have a perfectly healthy prostate, except for it starts to enlarge as you get older. They say men should have a prostate exam probably by about 45, age of 45 is the first one you should. And the doctor just checks to see, is it normal size or is it getting bigger? And they can tell, then they do I think it's a PSA blood test where they can determine if there is are there any cancer cells there and that sort of thing. So anyway, I went to have this procedure. Another reason that I decided was okay to talk about it today and on Friday, I started getting emails from people saying, thanks for talking about this. You know, people are embarrassed to talk about things like this, about their prostates and their other body parts, and we shouldn't be because, you know, these...
it's healthcare.
Here's one email that I got. Thanks for letting me listen. I just moved to Reno in July because my now fiance got into medical school. She started doing face-to-face patient exams that include basic strength tests, neurological, etc. She also started doing more invasive evaluations, like checking the prostate. One thing I did not know is that the school she is in, University of Nevada, Reno, actually hires actors as patients. So she had a new patient and told me as nervously she put her investigative finger in the place where you put it. He immediately corrected her course of action and said, no, you've really got to get it up in there. It was an actor who's done this many times. Says so maybe Bill can get back into acting.
Jeez. What's my motivation?
You guys are awesome.
Bill's a prostate exam actor.
I wasn't sure I would be at work today.
Really?
Yeah, because the procedure was painful but bearable. You know what I mean? It's like the doctor will say, okay,
you're going to feel this now.
No, he'll say, okay, I've got to do this one more time, so get ready. Okay, one more time, get ready, you know, and you're going, and there's you've got fortunately the laughing gas, which you have to pay extra for because the insurance company would just as soon have you suffer.
Yeah. And the laughing gas doesn't do anything for pain. It just makes you not care, really.
And it still hurt, but then I was laughing while it was hurting and joking about it. But so when it's over, they tell you to expect lots of different things happening. Blood in your urine.
They were mucking around in there.
You know, blood in your urine, it's normal. It will be normal. It could go on for days. All kinds of... Well, what happened to me, I had a little bit of that, but one thing that happens is frequency of urination.
You haven't gotten any rest, have you?
The first day, I did not. I probably slept 20 minutes at a time all night. And what's weird about it is, you know, Carrie, I don't know if it's the same for women, but when you feel the sensation, I have to pee. You can kind of hold it back and sit and contemplate it. And,
I don't want to get up.
Now, if you do it too long, you'll go, I got to run.
Yeah.
There's none of that. It was just like instant.
It's happening now.
Yeah. And I actually did not make it to the bathroom twice. Ooh. It's terrible. It was just, and so then yesterday it was quite a bit better, and today I'm wearing my pants where I can just hurry and throw them off.
Yeah,
I don't have to
you
worry
have those
about
breakaway stripper pants.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about belt buckles or anything like that. And I may have to run out during some portion of the program. You don't know.
Okay.
So if I just disappear while the show is on, that's what's going on.
Now, it might be indelicate, but why wouldn't you, for a day or two, wear something that would make it not so bad if you didn't make it all the way?
I thought about that. Wear adult diapers
just
or something.
This isn't a permanent thing. Just for a day or two.
So I tell you what I did do. As I left the office, the nurse said, "Oh, here, take this. There might be some leakage, and it was this little conical thing, that you're supposed to like put over your, your junk. And I said, oh, okay, and I did that on the way home, but it didn't do any good, and it kept. So when we got home, my wife said, "Well, here, let's get some panty liners."
I was going to say,
I got panty liners. I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah, panty liners," and we put that in, stuck it down on the underwear, and that worked beautifully.
Yeah.
So, but I did think about adult diapers
Just
because when I was asleep, and that actually had happened this morning, I almost didn't make it out of the bed. At one point, I just woke up instantly and went to the bathroom, and
but ultimately, when this heals,
I mean, the procedure is designed to relieve. When your prostate gets bigger, it puts pressure on your bladder, and that causes different problems with urination. So, and it can also, I think it can hasten cancer, or So this procedure just takes the prostate, and so it's not resting on your bladder.
Yeah.
That's all it is, and then you don't have to get up 5 times a night. And so, but right now it's like, whew. But I'm amazed. I read all the things, the symptoms, and said expect this to go on for 7 to 10 days, and and I'm really pretty good, except for that. Well, and it gets better.
Do you need to go? Do you need this? We've been talking for a while.
I just went.
Oh, there we go.
So that's what it was. Oh, by the way, if anybody has any questions that they want to ask me about the procedure or prostate or whatever, just email me, bill@x96.com, and I'll be happy to answer more personal questions via email if you want to do that.
Because
on this day in 1980, Derek Whibley from Sum 41 was born.
He's the drummer?
No, guitar, singer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Used to be married to Avril Lavigne.
Oh, that one.
Oh, what happened there?
Well,
Oh.
They grew apart.
I guess. Let's see. Is this a sponsored feature?
X96 welcomes Simple Plan August 16th to America First Field with special guests Bowling for Soup and 303.
Thank you.
Well, don't bother to stop what you're doing right now, because not much concentration is required for this game show. Most people say they can play it even while they sleep. Yes, it's Beat Gina. I'm Johnny Ola, the Beat Gina announcer, and say, are you feeling sluggish and run down?
Yes.
Are things just not moving right?
Oh, I see.
Well, you need to take the Metamucil 2-week challenge.
Oh, my.
Metamucil traps and removes the waste that slows you down. The Metamucil 2-week challenge is a fun way to keep you on track with taking Metamucil powders or capsules daily.
Fun?
So you can feel the full effect of psyllium fibers working in your gut. We're confident that soon you'll be feeling lighter and more energetic, more able to play Beat Gina, perhaps. Start Metamucil, the 2-week challenge, today. And now, here's your host, the man with the smooth moves of the game show master, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Psyllium.
Psyllium fiber.
Makes it fun.
Yeah.
All right.
You can feel it working in your gut.
Indeed. All right, the randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be playing against Heather today. Heather, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, Heather, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage. Call it heads or tails.
Tails.
Oh, it is heads. Sorry.
Oh, you're one step further away from the Simple Plan tickets, but don't get discouraged. Everything will work out in the end.
I don't know why you tell people that. All right, because you lost the coin toss, Heather, that means Gina gets the first question. It's multiple choice, pop culture trivia. She gets to answer the question on her own first. If she gets it right, she gets the point. If not, oh, Heather, I hope you were paying attention because you're going to get the opportunity to steal that point away by answering her question correctly. Let's see, we've got a lot of leftover questions from the week. Let's begin with a couple of Bates Motel TV show trivia. Not the movie Psycho, but Bates Motel.
Okay.
All right, here we go. First question. In the show, what did Deputy Shelby ask Norman to do with him?
Okay.
Is it 1, sing a karaoke duet of Ebony and Ivory?
Oh, so sweet.
Is it 2, rub the bunions on his feet?
Ooh.
Norman. 3, paint a fence. Or 4, go fishing?
Paint a fence.
No.
I don't know.
Sorry, no.
I clearly don't know.
Heather, the steal.
Let's do go fishing.
Go fishing. Yes.
There's a point for Heather, and Heather controls the question.
He's a good boy. You just need some help. Just befriend him and
go fishing.
He won't. He won't kill you. I promise.
At least not now.
Guy killed him. All right. Anyway, let's see. let's skip those. Let's go to some Glenn Close trivia for Heather. All right. Heather, let's see. Here we go. Glenn Close played the First Lady of the United States in what movie? Is it 1, Air Force One? Is it 2, Mars Attacks? Is it 3, President Chimp? Or was it 4, Hail to the Chimp, President Chimp 2?
Oh, number 2?
Mars Attacks is correct. Yes.
Well, that was good. Did you guess, Heather?
I did.
Because Jack Nicholson was the president in that one.
All right.
She was
2
the
to
first
nothing.
lady.
Heather's
Air Force One was Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Harrison
Wasn't
Ford
she
played the
vice
first lady.
president?
Well, she was the vice president.
Oh.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see. It's 2 to nothing. Heather's favor. Gina's question.
All right. Gina, let's see. Here we go. According to Glenn Close, people still come up to her and tell her, "Thank you for saving my marriage." What role are they referring to when they say that? Is it 1, Jenny Fields in The World According to Garp? 2, Alex Forrest in Fatal Attraction? 3, Frog in Smokey and the Bandit? Or 4, President Dwayne Elizondo Mountain Dew Herbert Camacho in Idiocracy?
A Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attraction is correct.
All right. 2 to 1. But back to Heather. Heather could win on this question.
All right, Heather, let's see. According to Rotten Tomatoes, what is Glenn Close's lowest rated movie according to critics?
Critics.
According to critics. Is it 1, The Dog Who Got Shot in the Back for Ruining Christmas? Was it 2, Falafel Rain? Was it 3, Maxie? Or 4, The Big Chill?
Ooh, number 3?
Maxie
is correct. And Heather, you win the game.
Look at that.
You just took care of business very well, Heather.
I'll
Congratulations.
say, wow.
Took care of my business,
Thank
that's
you.
for sure. You got simple plans now for August 16th,
Awesome.
America First Field.
All right, hang on the line and we'll get those tickets to you.
Listen, I'm just, I was going to go home and watch my copy of Maxie again.
Oh, well, sorry. Physical media. All right. Big Boy News now brought to you by.
Experience the adrenaline, speed, and precision of the Blue Angels like never before on the giant IMAX screen at Clark Planetarium. Blue Angels 3D takes flight March 22nd. Pre-sale tickets are on sale now. Get yours today at clarkplanetarium.org.
A former sound engineer who worked with Detroit rapper Eminem is facing federal charges for allegedly stealing and selling some of Eminem's unreleased music that was later leaked on the internet. According to acting U.S. Attorney Julie Beck, 46-year-old Joseph Strange has been charged with criminal infringement of a copyright and interstate transportation of stolen goods. Prosecutors say that Mr. Strange allegedly stole unreleased music created by Eminem, whose real name is Marshall Mathers, and sold it on the internet. Early in July, Billboard reported that Eminem's longtime spokesperson has spoken out against the songs that were released from Eminem's vault over the past few weeks. These leaked songs were studio efforts never meant for public consumption. Demos, experiments, and ideas that are dated and not relevant so many years later, said spokesperson Dennis Dennehy. The latest in a line of unfinished material released against artists' will and without their permission. Dennehy also released the following statement to Scripps, saying Eminem and his team are very appreciative of efforts by the FBI Detroit Bureau for its thorough investigation. We will take any steps necessary to protect Eminem's art and will stop at nothing to do so. So there you go. Heathrow Airport shut down, and it has sparked travel chaos across the globe, with tens of thousands of passengers left stranded at airports overseas. Dozens of planes from the U.S., the Caribbean, and India turned around in midair. I'm betting there's problems out at the Salt Lake International Airport because of this. As one of the world's busiest airports, handling around 1,300 landings and takeoffs every day, disruption caused by the closure after a fire at a nearby electricity substation has quickly spread to other countries. When Heathrow shut down at around 3 a.m., 120 flights were already on their way there, according to the Flight Radar 24. Out of those, 36 were still in the air 4 hours later as pilots, mainly flying from Asia, scrambled to work out where they could land.
Scary.
Passengers from as far away as San Francisco and Perth in Australia were caught in the carnage, with data from Cirium estimating 290,000 people who are scheduled to fly to or from the airport will be affected. BBC weather presenter Simon King revealed his mother had been flying to the UK from Jamaica when her plane was forced to turn around in midair because no British airport could take it, with a radar image revealing the dramatic maneuver. Dozens of flights have been diverted to Amsterdam, Frankfurt, Lyon, and other European cities, stranding tens of thousands of people abroad. Some planes were even forced to turn back and set down in New York, Los Angeles, Mumbai, and Delhi, where Air India has now canceled all of its flights to London. Meanwhile, 34 flights scheduled from Dublin to Heathrow today have had to be canceled. It is just a god-awful mess. A British woman stuck in China with her husband said she had no idea about how they would ever get home after their flight was canceled.
You're going to just have to move there.
Well, she's already there. She doesn't have to move there. She's there. You're just going to have to live there. It's and they're saying this is not going to be sorted out anytime soon. It will be people will be in a jam for some time to come, so maybe several weeks. With measles infections occurring every year, but they do remain rare, the number of confirmed cases of the disease has been growing faster than at any time since 2019. This has been a fairly explosive measles outbreak, said Dr. William Moss, professor at Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health. As of March 13th, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported 301 measles cases this year, surpassing the total for all of 2024. Most of the infections, 279, have occurred in Texas. Now, where this becomes a problem is when you have groups of people, communities, with a lot of unvaccinated individuals.
It's this Mennonite community in Texas.
Oh, is it men? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Almost everyone has contracted measles, has been unvaccinated, including a child who died. More parents are declining to immune their kindergarten children ages against the virus that's been classified as eradicated since 2000.
The parents of that child that died in Texas have said they still would not vaccinate and that she's in a better place and it's fine that she died because this world is a horrible place.
That's cult.
Yeah.
That's cult-like behavior
yes.
right there.
Misinformation and skepticism about the safety and effectiveness of all vaccines have spread since the pandemic, stoked in part by Trump and Robert F. Kennedy.
Yep.
Truth be told, while alternative remedies like vitamin A may help a bit treat measles, the overwhelming evidence from the CDC and World Health Organization has been conclusive. The measles vaccine is the best and safest way to prevent getting sick or dying.
The vitamin A thing is for people that are severely malnourished before they get measles. That vitamin A isn't just like a random thing that can help most of us that have a fine
we have plenty.
diet. The studies that were done on vitamin A were done in people that were severely malnourished before they contracted measles.
With H5N1 avian influenza spreading in poultry flocks, Secretary of Health and Human Services Bobby is pushing a new plan. Let the virus rip.
Did you hear that?
Kennedy recently told Fox News that by letting the highly pathogenic bird flu spread through the flocks, farmers could identify the birds and preserve the birds that are immune to it. But poultry experts say in addition to causing an unimaginable poultry death toll, this won't work. No, not for this disease, said Rocio Crespo, a poultry veterinarian at the North Carolina State College of Veterinary Medicine. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Farmers must currently cull infected flocks to contain the disease before it spreads.
This is why you hire scientists to be in charge of
the disease overwhelms birds, Crespo says. It's devastating. It is a disease that attacks every single organ. You won't identify any chickens that are immune because there are none. As a result, the chickens never develop any antibodies that would beat back the flu and give them the ability to survive a second encounter. But Bobby says, no, just let it run. His remarks, it says here, belie a total lack of knowledge about the way poultry breeding works. Chickens that provide meat and eggs are not in the breeding population. They are the product of parent generations that are bred to maximize disease resistance and meat or egg production. Wiping out the working offspring of these breeders wouldn't do anything to alter the next generation of chickens coming down the line. The father and the brother, Gavin Peterson's father, whose name is Shane, and his brother, Tyler, pleaded guilty to first-degree child abuse murder. Both men pleaded guilty to additional charges related to child abuse. Nicole Scott, Gavin's girlfriend, was also charged in Gavin's death, but was not part of the plea deal.
Not Gavin's
No,
girlfriend.
this is
Gavin's stepmother.
This is a misprint. Nicole, it says, here's what's written. Nicole Scott, Gavin's girlfriend, was also charged in Gavin's death. That's not accurate.
He's a little kid.
Yeah.
A little kid who many people that worked at the school that he went to.
He is not Gavin. She's not Gavin's girlfriend.
No, she's Gavin's stepmother. Identified that he was malnourished and being abused, and they reported it multiple times, and the parents pulled him out of school and said, we're going to homeschool him now, and he died.
Gavin Peterson was found unresponsive inside the family's West Haven home on July 9. Investigation into his death showing he had experienced malnutrition to the point where his organs had shut down completely. That guy who was unconscious 30 feet in the air in a tree in Kaysville, he has died in hospital from his injuries. He
had a heart attack.
Yeah, well, not at first. He had some other thing happen. I don't know, and then when they were trying to rescue him, he had a heart attack. He was the part of the tree fell and it hit him, and so it knocked him unconscious. And so he was just hanging there by his safety gear, 30 feet in the air. And when they were rescuing him, he had a cardiac incident, and they took him to the hospital. He died at hospital. Well, should you rush out and buy certain things with the possibility of tariffs on the horizon? Dr. Kyle Hanley, an economics professor at UC San Diego, said nobody should start panic buying goods before tariffs take effect. I can understand the idea that you might want to think about those things, Handley said. If there are people considering maybe a larger durable goods purchase, like a new refrigerator, washing machine, maybe a car, depending on how the Trump administration follows through and when they follow through with some of the tariffs they've announced, those things will become more expensive. Other than that, Hanley said consumers shouldn't rush out and buy something that they're not necessarily ready to buy already. But I think what he's saying, if you're ready to buy a car, this might be a good time to do it.
We, in December, bought a new washer and dryer.
That was smart.
In anticipation of this, and we donated our old ones.
And it was time you needed them. It was time to get them. No,
they were older. They were probably, they probably had another year or so left in them, 2 years maybe. But we decided to do it preemptively.
Archbishop Joseph F. Naaman of Kansas City, Kansas, has filed a motion for the return of the Eucharist, a consecrated host and consecrated wine, that a satanic group claims to have stolen, with the Archbishop stating that all sacred species are the property of the Catholic Church. Catholics believe that upon their consecration at Mass, the bread and wine become Jesus Christ's body, blood, and soul and divinity, while still retaining the appearances of bread and wine. The Catholic Church teaches in its catechism that the Eucharist is the source and summit of the Christian life. Through the reception of the Eucharist at Holy Communion, Catholics unite themselves to Christ to form a single body. But apparently, Satanists have stolen the Eucharist.
What, like out of a church? I'm confused.
Let's see. It says,
or is this a symbolic thing?
Let's see. Stewart and Roberts. Let's see. They are members of a group known as the Grotto Society, or the Satanic Grotto, and it says that they secured a consecrated host and wine for desecration at a planned March 28th event. So they actually physically stole some consecrated host and wine. That's what they stole. Catholics! And they're going to use it in a black mass, they said. And so the Archbishop has filed a lawsuit saying, I want the return of our property.
Well, if they stole it.
The petition to the court states the Catholic Church maintains ownership of all consecrated hosts and wine throughout the world. And they better, Satanists damn well better give that stuff back.
Oh, boy. All right, sports weather traffic.
Okay, Utah State, they're done. They're out.
They're out.
But they made it a teensy way, dipped their toe in the NCAA tournament. BYU Cougars, though, they won yesterday 80-71. Over VCU. They will play Wisconsin tomorrow at 5:45. The Utah women, in their tournament, they play Indiana today at 11:30. Utah Hockey Club beat Buffalo last night 5-2. They play the Lightning tomorrow. Puck drops at 3. And I think the Boston Celtics sent their ball boys to play the Jazz tonight at 7:30. Let's see, RSL. Tomorrow, 7:30 against FC Dallas, and Utah Royals tomorrow at 8 against San Diego Wave. Weather, there's a 20% chance of rain after 3 p.m. That gets better overnight, 70% chance overnight tonight of rain. We're pretty warm, 54 for a high today. We'll be 65 by Monday, 67 Tuesday, and wait till you get a load of Wednesday. You just have to wait and see what happens on Wednesday. All traffic stopped to try to move the sideways vehicle to the right shoulder, I-15 northbound in American Fork. This is traffic backed up into Pleasant Grove. It's nasty there. Also still delays southbound I-15, almost 4 miles, leaving Clearfield into Kaysville due to a crash blocking the 2 left lanes there. And whatever you're seeing on the roads, you can text us and let us know, 33986. Tracy Aviary, from bird shows and roaming encounters to nature play and keeper talks. There's always more and more to see with a visit at Tracy Aviary. Learn more at tracyaviary.org.
Thank you.
Listen to Radio from
It wasn't much better then than it is today. It's, about the same nonsense.
I enjoy it.
I did like the line, we have a lot of diversity thanks to the Chinese restaurant in town.
I don't know. I think we explore, what is it, the Voice of Mona, KVOM?
Yeah, we
I forgot about
That's something that we could explore, definitely.
You're right. KVOM.
What is it? KVOM?
Yeah, the Voice of Mona.
Voice of Mona.
KVO, like KVOG, the Voice of Ogden.
Mm-hmm.
KSL, K Salt
There is
Lake.
a KVOM in Arkansas.
Oh.
But we can steal it.
KNEU,
What
Voice
town
of
in-
Northeastern Utah.
What town in Arkansas?
What town in Arkansas? Let's see.
No, wait, there can't. Arkansas has K? There'd be W's.
Yeah, it'd be W's in Arkansas.
Although
wouldn't it?
I think
Or are they on the other side of the...
KVOM 101.17, the voice of Morrilton, Arkansas.
Morrilton.
Morrilton.
I thought that was a fake town.
No.
That was in the show Moral Oral.
Let's see what the staff is.
Yeah, who works at KVOM?
Eric Tyler, he's the news and sports director.
Of course he is.
Kenny Wall in the mornings. Oh,
Yeah, these are all their real names, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Kenny Wall.
There's a lot of news in Morrilton, I'm sure.
Very moral news.
Is Morrilton close to anything? Like a big city?
I don't know.
Morrilton, Arkansas.
We get Denver a weekend show or something.
Yeah, I mean there are things I'd forgotten that
Oh, see, this is perfect. Here's the local events in Morrilton.
Local events in Morrilton. Okay.
It's the
see?
Morrilton Budget and Fire Meeting. The City Council Budget and Fire Committees.
All right. Okay.
Oh, they're meeting today at 5 at City Hall.
Well, we don't have time to get there.
Well, we could hop a plane.
What else?
Wednesday, it's the Conway County Quorum Court Grievance Committee is going to meet.
Say that again.
Court grievances.
Hold it. Say it again.
Conway County Quorum Court Grievance Committee is meeting tomorrow at 5 p.m. at the courthouse in Morrilton.
Now, there's another setup for you. A court grievance committee.
Then this weekend?
That the mayor could chair.
Guess who's coming to town?
To Morrilton? Who?
The Popovich Comedy Pet Theater.
Oh,
The Trained Cats?
Yeah.
Our favorite Vegas show?
The Popovich Trained Cats.
Our favorite Vegas show?
I was so disappointed last time I was in Vegas with my family. They didn't really believe me about this, and I said we're going to go see the Popovich,
cat
and
show.
they were closed. They were out
Well,
on
they're
tour.
They're on
in
tour.
Morrilton.
They're hitting all the big cities.
And then it's
the Trained Cat Show. I loved that.
It's the Union Valley Baptist Church free soup lunch is this weekend too.
Free
so.
soup.
Okay, well,
I made some soup, Daddy.
Yep, we got.
And we're giving it away
Now,
to
come on, don't give it away.
Okay,
Come on,
Giving you
listen.
ideas here.
I'm sorry.
listen. This is giving me some fodder to
Okay,
write,
okay,
and if you
good.
start
All right.
saying it,
I won't. Text question: how old is Denver? Is he 13 or 33?
About.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah, about.
It depends.
Depends on what is required of the sketch.
In that one, he's pretty young, but sometimes he's 33.
I'm so happy that Morrilton is getting the Trained Cat Show this weekend.
Their website, the radio station website, has area obituaries.
Oh, really?
This is great.
Yeah. This is going to give me stuff.
Oh, they got the River Valley Beef Conference coming up.
The Beef Conference.
Pesticide applicator training. No, this is a gold.
Oh, there is a year's worth of sketches right there.
Oh, Rami Mac Henley passed away.
Oh, no.
Pesticide applicator training.
Terry, they have a trading time show.
Oh, really? Tradio?
Yeah.
This is
I'm
awesome.
Denver Criddle with Tradio.
Yep.
Matilda the cat lady is calling in.
Carrie.
Oh, sorry. Make it the poodle lady. Sorry.
Oh, you can do it. I'll forget it.
All right, 8:49.
I don't know about you, but that made me immediately check my nose just to make
Did it?
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just kind of,
Johnny for Beat Gina, the sponsor was Metamucil.
Right.
So you know what
It's
that
fun.
got me thinking about.
Oh, got you thinking about whether you're regular or not?
Yeah.
Oh, my. You mean...
It's Poop Chat on X96 Radio from Hell.
Are we going to chat about poop?
I found a study.
Oh, so it's science. Okay.
The study
It's
is
a poop study.
your poop schedule says a lot about your overall health.
All right.
Study published in Cell Reports Medicine reveals that bowel movement frequency significantly influences physiology and long-term health, with the best outcomes linked with passing stools. What do you think? What do you think's the best amount of time to do that?
How
often?
Oh, how often?
How often?
Yeah.
Once a day?
I'd say people are different. Some people it's twice a day.
This says once or twice a day.
Yeah.
Ideally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Previous research has suggested associations between constipation and diarrhea with higher risks of infections and other conditions.
Have you ever stopped to think that the word poop is actually why they call it poop? Have you ever stopped to think about that?
I have not.
Well, think about it for a second, because I think it's automatopoeia.
Poop!
it's sort of the sound that it makes sometimes when it comes out. Poop. I think
Now I have to think about that.
I've never looked it up, but I'm just sort of thinking that's what it is.
Usually studies are done in sick patients, not done in just healthy, normal. And so they're doing a study on what is a healthy, normal bowel movement frequency. Poop. The team collected clinical, lifestyle, and biological data, including blood chemistry, gut biome, genetics, and more from 1,400 healthy adult volunteers with no signs of disease.
I know you need that psyllium fiber.
Participants' self-reported bowel movement frequencies were categorized into 4 groups. Constipated, that counts as 1 or 2 bowel movements a week. That means low normal,
normal,
3 to 6 times per week. High normal, 1 to 3 times a day, and then diarrhea on the.
Oh well, you don't want to go that far.
Did you make today? Did you make poo-poos? Any poo-poos? 'Cause that's poison in the body, you know.
So you could go up to 3 times a day and still be considered normal.
I guess so. And that's got to.
That's really a load off my bowels.
See, when the headline said poop schedule, I thought it was more literal than that. Like, do you always go at the end of your radio show? Is that
it just sort of varies. Sometimes it's first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, I guess sometimes it's no. I hate it when it's after the radio show.
You hate it when it's after the radio?
Because we have a awful bathroom,
terrible bathrooms.
I hate.
You used to have a good one, and then we moved.
Yeah, yeah. I hate going in there.
Yep.
It's cramped. It's
the only bathroom.
It's not private.
It's not private. It's constantly out of soap.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
The women's bathroom has like 3 different options for soap.
Really?
And lotion and yeah.
I'm going to start using that one.
Yeah.
Is it very busy? Because the men's bathroom here is like
always
it's
busy.
Traffic all the time.
Yeah.
No, it's usually. I don't think I've ever been in there that all the stalls are filled.
I have in the men's room.
Yeah, I have too.
When stool sits
well, when it is, I turn around and go back out.
When stool sits too long in the gut, microbes exhaust the available fiber, which then ferment into short-chain fatty acid. You fart a lot if it sits in there.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah. What we've found is even in healthy people who are constipated, there's a rise in toxins in the bloodstream because it's toxins
poison in the body.
It's poison
It's poison in the body.
You got to get it out.
Reminding him to make when he waits too long and gets plugged up. What is that? What are you doing? It's a signal for poo-poos. You got to learn the signal. I don't want to learn the signal. Don't make her do the signal, Mom. She has to learn the signal. I don't want to learn the signal. Now this hand is the potty, beckoning the poo-poos, and in they go. Huh? She's not doing it.
Oh, somebody has sent us the Bristol stool chart.
A stool chart?
Yeah, score your poop based on its shape and size, and it's a visual.
Sid says, I sometimes go 2 to 3 days without pooping. My nutritionist was horrified.
Yeah, that's
poison in the body.
It's not good.
Yeah, no, and you feel bad.
You do.
Because it's toxins in your body.
My sister's colon stopped working. It was very painful. They had to remove some of it and try to wake it up.
Yeah, that happens.
Hello.
Wow.
Hey, you in there?
I'm on one of the Wegovy type shots, and one of the worst things about it is constipation.
Oh, yeah.
Side effects may include.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sausage-shaped stool.
Is that good or bad?
Healthy,
what is the most
healthy stool type?
Yeah, what am I aiming for?
You're aiming for the bowl.
Yeah.
Sausage-shaped stool with cracks on the surface.
Yes.
Or sausage-shaped stool, but smooth and soft like a snake. Those are healthy.
Oh, okay. Well, then that was this morning.
Yeah.
All right.
But then,
oh, jeez.
Then when you're constipated, a lot of times you just get these little nuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look like rabbit poop.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
we're talking poop on X96 Radio from Hell.
Eat your fruits and vegetables.
I gotta go.
I gotta go to the can.
I gotta go to the can.
Let's see. I'd love an update on this I-15 northbound and American Fork accident. For a while, they had stopped all the traffic to try to move the vehicle off the road. It was sideways there. Looks like it's still quite a bit of slowage through that area as I'm looking in UDOT cameras. This is northbound I-15 coming through American Fork. If you're in that area and can give us an update via text, I would appreciate it. 33986. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice, paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State, or hastergames.com.
And we have our listener in England, in Bristol, Arrow, says, so my beloved Bristol has given the world Cary Grant and the poop chart.
Oh, it is the Bristol poop chart.
Best city in the world.
There you go.
Says. There you go. All right, well, we will we'll take a break. We'll be back after these messages and a song with the Boner recap game. Easy to play, easy to win. All you have to do is tell us who won the Boner this morning. Yeah, that's it. Just tell us who won. If you were listening, you know. If you weren't listening, I wouldn't guess today. I'd cheat. Go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boner of the Day, March 21, 2025. Click on there and vote, and you will be just fine. All right, so 877-602-9696. What's the prize?
Tickets to see Snow Patrol March 28th at the Union.
Snow Patrol tickets. 877-602-9696 is the number to call to play the Boner recap game. UtahAdvocates.com.
Well, they are a local firm, personal injury attorneys. Small, really quite a small law firm, a kind of a boutique law firm. When you call them, you don't get passed off to a paralegal or a gatekeeper. You will talk to an attorney right off the bat. So when you call, if you've been hurt in an accident, you may not know if you have a case or not, but you think maybe you do. But there's no harm in calling.
Exactly.
801-355-5550, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Now, the harm can be if you start talking to your insurance company and you say things you shouldn't say that will mean you don't get the compensation you deserve.
They've told us stories about that.
Yeah, so make sure that you call the advocates. They don't charge you for the call. As a matter of fact, you don't pay a dime out of pocket. If they take your case, they only take some money when they get you a settlement. And they will get you a settlement. 801-355-5550, or you can go to UtahAdvocates.com.
Is this a sponsored feature?
It's brought to you by, I get the Biscoff one. That one's mine.
The donut critic is here, and for once he brought donuts.
What? I bring donuts all the time.
He does. Benjamin Lee is here. So is this... Well, tell us about this donut. Is this part of the dough show?
The big show.
So they have been part of the dough show, and they have been part of Sugar High. Yeah. So this is called Ono's Malasadas.
Ooh.
And you said I brought donuts, but guess what? Some people don't consider these donuts, which I think is kind of funny.
They're what would you call them if you didn't call them donuts?
So I think every country, every I don't know, like culture has a type of donut, and this is what we get from Portugal, and then was brought over to the Hawaiian Islands, and now we're enjoying now.
Okay. So. And now this one I started eating. This one is not filled. It looks like the rest of them are.
So, yeah, you can get these malasadas filled or unfilled. And the big thing about this shop, it's down in Provo. It's been in business for about 2 years, and they are now doing savory items. So you can get breakfast sandwiches and burgers and ice cream sandwiches, all with these malasada buns, which is honestly amazing because if you've had a malasada, you can tell that they're a little bit different than traditional donuts. Yeah. They're a little bit chewier. The outsides are maybe a little bit thicker and crunchier.
Yeah.
And so I actually really prefer them because I feel like it's more of an experience than something that's just like light and airy that you kind of forget. So.
Now I got the coconut. And what's great about the coconut filling is that it's not too sweet. It's got plenty of coconut flavor, but it's not overwhelming me with sugar. It's terrific.
Right. And honestly, like my favorite is the drizzle. So you get a white sugared covered donut, not filled. And then there's many drizzles that you can do too. There's a passion fruit, a raspberry, a strawberry. There's
The strawberry's delicious. I have the strawberry, and the strawberry is it's a great, it's like perfect texture with perfect amount of strawberry.
Oh, what have you got?
Just kind of focus here. Sorry, I forgot we're on the show for a second. I got a Nutella filled, and then with almost like Biscoff drizzle and sugar. It's delicious.
Wow, that
out of this
sounds great.
world.
Wow, this is in Utah County? Where in Utah County?
So it's where Ripley's used to be. So this is like taking you
That's
back.
not that doesn't help.
Okay, that's true. Like I'm probably talking to a lot of a Salt Lake crowd, but up on the bench of North Provo, there's a shop, and it used to be a burger shop up there. And so if you are from Utah County, you've probably heard of Ripley's. But that's where she has transformed that into this magical, rainbow, colorful place. And honestly, it's becoming that hot spot again, because it's not just morning donuts that you're getting. You can get them in the morning, the afternoon, and dinner. And so she is just gathering. But there is history for Ripley's. I don't know if any of you guys watch seminary videos. Long time ago.
No, I got kicked out.
So in the 70s, there was a movie called The Phone Call. And it's widely known among at least the LDS crowd.
I think I remember.
Yeah, it's the real cringe moment where the guy's getting up the courage to call, and he's calling from the phone at the burger stop. And so it's featured throughout the entire thing. And so it's kind of been this iconic place. And so when she picked that spot up and wanted to put her donut shop there, I was like, genius. I said, put a phone booth there.
Oh.
Like, get some people to come and take pictures and you know, get the memories. And she has one.
Yeah,
that's great.
Well, she does a great job. These are, and I'll bet they're even better hot right out of the.
Yep. So that's the difference with these malasada shops too. It's not like they're making them at 2 or 3 in the morning and then you come and get them and they're a little bit dry and cold. No, these are made hot and fresh throughout the day. And as you've seen, her toppings are top notch and really delicious. I was going to bring some of her savory stuff, but it just doesn't transfer as well. It is that experience you need.
There's some things that just don't travel well, but I do want to try the savory stuff. And if I'm ever in Utah County again, I'll give it a shot.
Now, if you go to x96.com/live, I'm holding up a box next to Ben here. But as you look at Ben, Nate and Jake were commenting on Ben's jacket when he got here.
Ben, I'm telling you, be careful. They're going to jump you on the way out.
Yeah, Ben, we'll see you outside.
That's my size for sure.
Explain your outfit, Ben.
So I am wearing the jumpsuit from Ben Affleck in his Super Bowl commercial for Dunkin' Donuts. And I'm going to say this was an investment. I bought this and my wife was like, how much did you pay for that? And I was like, yeah, like I'm going to wear it. And she's like, no, you're not. And I have worn it an embarrassing amount of times over the last month, maybe 4 or 5 times.
And it comes with pants,
Yes,
too.
and I have spared you the pants, but yeah, you got like the hammer poofy pants.
And you have the pants?
I do have the pants. They're in my car. I should have actually put them on. But no, honestly, like I just walk down and I get so many just stop and stares, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. Listen, it's all about the mileage. It doesn't matter how much you pay for it, as long as you wear it a lot, then that's the mileage.
Total
and
investment, total investment piece.
Well, you're the donut critic. Of course you should wear that. That makes sense.
Well, and I don't know if everybody has forgotten, it's National Donut Day this Friday.
This Friday.
I didn't know that.
And so this is like one of the reasons why I specifically wanted to bring in donuts for you, Bill, because this is the Christmas of donut lovers.
Christmas of donut lovers. Okay.
I'm out, and I probably will go to 12 shops and pick up dozens of donuts. And then I have a friend that's also a donut lover, and we bring in almost everything from the state. So there's probably 30 shops that he brings together, and we just eat donuts.
Wow.
Not just the two of us.
Where will you be?
You guys are going to follow you.
Yeah.
You know, Advanced Windows has a nice place that you could probably eat donuts at.
Yeah, got a great
right in the
spot for
showroom.
you. Right in the showroom. Put them out on the table.
Oh, yeah. Let's
display
let's
them.
do it. Donut party.
Yeah.
Mullis, how do you spell this?
Ono's.
Ono's, O-N-O,
Okay.
apostrophe S. And Ono's means delicious. And it's just kind of funny because malasadas they're kind of like the discarded dough. And, you know, they've been like not these like prized desserts. And so it's delicious, like discarded dough, basically.
Finally getting respect, though.
Yeah, they're finally getting respect. But yeah, if you've been to Leonard's in Honolulu area, you're going to love these because I feel like these match them almost perfectly.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's the Leonard's of Utah.
Ono's down in Utah County.
Excellent. Thank
Thank
you,
you very
Ben.
much.
You can go to Instagram. Just look for Donut Critic. You'll find all kinds of stuff you find out about these there and all that. Right?
Yep, and if you want recommendations, just DM me and I will help you.
All right. Thank you, Ben.
Now we're going to keep these two busy, Ben, so you can escape with that jacket.
Soupy in Kaysville.
Kaysville
says, where is my mind? Because
on this day, in 1988, the Pixies released their debut studio album, Surfer Rosa, featuring a lot of songs, Gigantic, Bone Machine, Cactus, and that one of my favorite songs, Where is My Mind? All right, there you go. More Pixies Friday.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this the only day they release things?
It seems to be the day they release their albums. Is in March. First day of spring, maybe that's it.
Oh, silly old Pixies.
Silly Pixies.
Are they playing together
Oh,
again?
yeah. They're back together. After a brief separation, they are back together and touring.
With Black Francis and all?
Yep. Frank is there. Everybody's there. Okay, well, let's see. It is time for the Boner Recap Game.
Okay. We need a contestant then.
Well, Brian is here.
Oh, Brian. Brian?
Yeah.
Hi. Brian, what are you doing?
Hello?
Hello.
I am waiting in my car to go to work.
Oh, okay. Like you're sitting out in the parking lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of work do you do, Brian?
I'm in the Air Force.
Oh, okay. Now, Brian, what's going to happen here is I'm going to read the 3 boner candidates we had today. You tell me which one was the winner, and you'll win a fine prize, which is what, Gina?
Tickets to see Snow Patrol March 28th at the Union.
Okay. Here you go.
Awesome.
Brian, boner candidate number 1 today was, he's an Italian Mickey Mouse, and he's got a knife. It's in the city of Naples, Italy. And it was somebody posing as a kind of a Disney character. It's one of these guys who wanders around and you can get your picture taken with him, and then they expect some money.
Mm-hmm.
Except this guy, this Mickey Mouse, I assume it was a guy. I don't know though. If people didn't give him money, he's pulling a knife on them and demanding money. That was boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2, you can vandalize the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. That's okay. You get pardoned for it, whatever. But vandalizing Elon Musk's Teslas, well, that's a step too far. We're looking into maybe executing people for that. That is the proposal from spokespeople for the Trump administration. It's a domestic terrorism. It could be punishable by death. And then boner candidate number 3, so who has Trump derangement syndrome? This is another episode of Republicans living their best Christian values. When a Republican Minnesota state senator, he tried to pass help pass a bill called classifying something as Trump derangement syndrome as a mental illness, and then he was feeling really productive after that and decided to treat himself to a 17-year-old prostitute. However, it was really an undercover cop. So those were the 3 candidates. Who was the winner, Brian?
So it is candidate 2.
Yes, number 2. Vandalism. And again, no, don't vandalize Elon Musk's Teslas. Don't do that.
No.
But the Trump administration saying, this is domestic terrorism. We might execute these people for doing this. Congratulations, Brian. You're going to go see Snow Patrol. I hope you have a good day at work. Say thank you, and we'll put you on hold.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right, hang on. We'll get that to you. There we go.
Heard from a bunch of people in American Fork.
Yes.
Update northbound I-15 American Fork accident. Traffic backed all the way to Linden. I haven't moved at all for a few minutes. Same area of that American Fork accident. An officer was trying to gather debris in the left lane of the southbound side of the freeway. Please be beware that there's police officers out on the road trying to.
Yeah.
So that sounds like that. Thank you, Infiniteam, for giving us some details. Sorry you're still stuck in that.
Sounds like a mess. All right.
Bill, you can always eat an orange in the studio.
Smells good.
I don't
doesn't it?
always support you eating things in here, but when you eat an orange in here and you peel it, I support that.
Yeah, it was actually not an orange. That was a sumo tangerine.
Oh,
Even
a
better.
citrus of some
Any
sort.
citrus.
Smells good, though.
And then your fingers probably smell good, too.
You want to smell them?
No, I do
Okay.
not.
Okay. I just asking. Yeah, they do.
That's the sniffer.
Yeah. You want to, but what do you mean you don't always condone me? I don't need you to condone me eating or not eating things in the studio.
Some things are not advisable. And
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna bring a sleeve of crackers in here every morning and just eat them.
Crackers.
My wife does not understand my love of saltines.
Saltines are great,
and my kids like them too. I think she grew up with her mother was a nutritionist, a dietitian, and I think saltines were frowned upon, and so she didn't really ever have them much.
They're a treat.
I listen, a glass of milk and a sleeve of saltines, delicious. Maybe if you want to put a little peanut butter on them, they're great.
Watching one of these cooking competition shows, and they throw various ingredients at the chefs and say, make something out of that.
Yeah, that's.
And one of them that they've started doing, and this is Ritz crackers.
I love a Ritz cracker.
And you can grind those up and
Yep.
and
You can
like
bread things with them.
bread them exactly instead of like a panko.
When
I'd love to try that.
You can make a mock apple pie with them.
When Joe made meatloaf the other day, that was the breadcrumbs that went into the meatloaf.
Was Ritz crackers?
Ritz crackers.
Yeah.
It's a good cracker.
Well, everything's good when it sits on a Ritz. Good cracker.
Somebody says Bill should bring some sardines in with your saltines.
Oh yeah, they're.
Will you eat sardines?
Sardines and saltines.
Just like right out of the can?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, I mean, I take them out of the can and put them on a plate, and saltines and sardines are pretty good. When I was a little kid, I was apparently obsessed with sardines, and I don't remember this, but I because I was so young, but I there were some in a garbage can, and I got them out of the garbage can and ate them, and got really sick. And they had to take me to the hospital and get my stomach pumped out.
Ugh.
And I didn't care for sardines or kippers or any of that kind of stuff for many, many years after that. Although I didn't remember the incident,
muscle memory.
Yeah, I guess. But then I remember I was at scout camp, and somebody had a can of King Oscar's kippered herrings.
Yes.
You know the ones I mean.
They're the best.
And said, here, try these. I went, well, okay.
Always ask for King Oscar, Gina.
King Oscar brand.
Oh, I didn't know.
And
ask for them by name.
And I went, well, these are delicious. And now I like them.
I always use Ritz crackers to bread my chicken fried steak, it says.
Who's this wonderful person?
I don't know.
I must know you.
They're texting them.
Good cracker. Could be your second husband.
Yeah. All right, we will take a break. We will be back after these with some big boy news. Stand by for that. BigOTires.com.
If it ain't the team you trust, what is it? It's Big O Tires is the team you trust.
Gary was up at the Big O with the Bigfoot on the side of the building.
Getting the alignment done.
Big O has a huge sale right now going on with Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. That's until the 6th of April only. Save up to $160 on select sets of 4 BF Goodrich tires, or up to $120 on select sets of Michelin tires. But Big O, They carry lots of brands, including the Big O brand.
Mm-hmm.
Lowest price on every tire every day. That's what they say.
Well, like Kerry got his alignment checked, you could take advantage of the Healthy Car Special for just $39.95. It includes oil change, tire rotation, alignment check, brake check, battery check, and more for just $39.95.
And night and day driving that car after the alignment. Yeah.
Big O Tires has multiple financing options to fit every budget. Walk-ins are welcome. You can make an appointment online or over the phone. You go to bigotires.com. Good tire store.
X96.
Gina?
I do.
A list?
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
It's 15 clever phrases that instantly humble an arrogant person you're having a conversation with.
Oh,
Okay.
let's see how many of them would work on me.
Bless your heart.
That's yours.
Are you done yet?
Yeah, try that.
And my response to that would be, no, I'm not.
Funny, I don't remember asking your opinion about that.
Well, you need it. These are the responses an arrogant person would give. Okay.
You're coming up with those really quickly, too.
Yep.
And that's relevant to me how?
If you don't know, you need it more than ever.
You get that makes you sound like a jerk, right?
I don't care.
I think you could have done better with that.
That
one.
was kind of weak, yeah.
Honestly, do you even hear yourself?
I don't have anything for that.
Could you dial back the ego to like a 5?
Well, bless your heart.
I'd be impressed if it wasn't so obvious that you're full of it.
Full of what? Knowledge? Is that what you're against?
I'll be sure to let you know when I'm interested in what you're saying.
Or when you understand it?
So what else do you have going for you?
Good looks.
Well.
Hey!
Weird flex, but okay.
Weird what?
Weird flex, but okay.
I like that one.
Oh.
You do realize nobody's perfect, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, I've got places to be.
Well, then be off with you.
And finally is not verbal. It's just an eye raise.
Mm-hmm.
An eyebrow raise. Okay.
You just go.
None of those worked on Bill, though. I don't.
Yeah.
He had a comeback for just
Most of
about
them.
all of them.
You know why? I've heard most of them.
You get that makes you
Practice.
sound like a jerk, right? I
Yeah,
like that.
I've heard that.
I like that one.
Yep, I've heard that.
Or I've had other people tell me, that makes Bill sound like a jerk when he says that. Yes, I do. Yes.
Yes, and he probably does too.
Well, you know what I say.
What's that?
Brett in the chat room beat me to it.
Mm.
Oh, buddy's nerfect.
Oh, God.
No?
No.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
9:21, and it is time for some big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by.
Save up to $160 on select sets of 4 tires now at your locally owned and operated Big O Tires.
I saw this story this morning. You probably have run across this, Carrie. It's a documentary called Shopping for Superman.
Tell me.
It is a 50-year story of neighborhood comic book shops that are tragically dying off, though we need them more than ever.
Yes, they are.
Dreams save us, Superman once said. Dreams lift us up and transform us. And on my soul, I swear, until my dream of a world where dignity, honor, and justice for all becomes the reality we all share, I will never stop fighting, ever.
Wow, Superman.
Who would have ever thought Superman could be so articulate?
Oh, yeah.
Since it began, the retail comics industry has contracted by over 75%, with more shops closing every month. Shopping for Superman does more than explain the history of retail comic book shops. Its underlying narrative reveals how shops directly influence comic book publishing to cultivate some of the most daring and controversial materials ever committed to print.
Yep.
Through the evolution of comics, bolstered by shop owners, local communities gained access to safe spaces for individuals having a crisis of identity, or a place that promoted literacy and critical thinking in areas where those things are scarce.
Mm-hmm.
There is an official trailer available for Shopping for Superman. I don't know if it's available. The whole doc is available, but
send me a link to that story, would you please?
Yeah. I will do
That
that.
sounds geek news.
Very much so. Yeah, I did not know that this. I mean, it's certainly a story that needs to be told.
And yeah, it says it's a story about their history, the comic book store history, and why their survival matters now more than ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad I could find that for you.
Yes, thank you. I mean, there are times when the local comic book store can be its own worst enemy.
How so?
It's important to hire the right people. You do want somebody who knows the source material and all that, but you don't want someone who has an attitude about it.
Yeah.
And that's what's been
Gonna
killing.
talk down to
Like,
people.
like the
Exactly.
comic book store guy on The Simpsons.
Like comic book guy on The Simpsons.
There's a reason that's the character.
There's a reason that
Excuse me.
Exactly.
I mean, why wouldn't you want people to enjoy it as much as you do? Why wouldn't you be
it's-
excited about people learning about it?
I've encountered it. I was at a comic book shop in Southern California, and a girl came in and said she wanted to get. She asked the guy behind the counter, "So I want to start reading Batman comics," and he started talking to her about, "Oh well, you're probably just trying to impress your boyfriend, aren't you, or something? You're not really interested, And she left, and I followed her out, and I said, "Look, let's use the comic shop locator and find another store for you to go to. Don't go to this store ever again."
No.
And locally, I've ran into it as well.
It's because and comic book guy is this guy because he was picked on for his love of comics.
Yeah,
when he was little.
It's called,
and so
yeah.
he's getting back.
It's called gatekeeping, and it's now more than ever the local comic shops need to stop that. It needs to be.
Yeah.
I want to read Batman comics.
Right.
Oh well,
I would think you would be excited that somebody wants to get into it.
Right this way.
Yeah.
Here's some several. Here's
Oh,
a
you're
good
gonna
place.
love this.
Here's a
This
good place to
is- yeah.
start.
I'm not a comic book guy, but I remember I wanted to read all of the Preacher series after the TV show because I enjoyed that so much. I forget which store I went to, but they were incredibly helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, here, come here. We'll show you all these different ones, here. And here's the whole series. And I said, I'm going to buy the whole series then. And they were thrilled that I was going to buy it.
But the history of the comic book is just, it's a fascinating story, and I'm glad that they're finally making a documentary about it.
Let's see. The world's most terrifying mascot has just been unveiled.
I saw this.
The Tasmanian American, what is the AFL club?
Australian football.
Australian Football League, yeah. Unveiled its mascot on Tuesday night, and images from the event have gotten Australians all making the same joke. Tasmanian Devils chairman Grant O'Brien explained how the mascot was created with extensive consultation from the local community. That hasn't stopped those from the mainland shaking their heads at the rat-like figures unveiling. It really is
so
hideous
it's not,
looking.
It's not like the Tasmanian Devil from Warner Brothers.
No,
it's like a real
Yeah.
the animal with the sharp teeth.
He's
and
got
the-
a name.
Yep.
The new critter has been handed the name Rum-Un.
What?
Rum-Un, a local slang term describing someone who is more than a bit cheeky. The announcement came 12 months after the AFL's 19th team showed off its colors and Apple Isle logo as it prepares to enter the competition. I don't know what that is. He looks like he's out of a horror movie. He really does. He's just, and it's a guy in a suit, and it's.
I love this. Other footy commentators, because this is football,
yeah,
pointed out Rumman's similarities to other Aussie icons, including Fatso, the fat-arsed wombat, immortalized at the Sydney Olympics. Do you guys remember that from the Sydney Olympics?
I don't remember him.
Yes, I do.
Fatso, the fat-arsed wombat?
Yeah.
Well, our chat room found some pictures of the mascot suit, and it is frightening.
Yeah, it's very, very scary.
It's like not fun at all.
It's not fun. This isn't fun.
Let's see. Ted Nugent.
Oh, there it is.
X96.com/live. You
Yeah,
can
that's
see it.
frightening.
Yeah,
He's got bloody knees.
It's not fun.
Why does he have bloody knees? Why is that necessary?
Ted Nugent.
Please, Bill, Sweaty Teddy.
Yeah.
The Motor City Madman.
Yeah.
Pedophile.
Uh-huh.
Or that, yeah.
MC. He wants to induct MC5 into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay.
They already did.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, he wishes that he had gotten the call to do it. And
He
give a
wanted to
speech.
be the one
He
to-
wanted to be the one to do it.
Nobody
sorry.
likes you, Ted.
But I don't think that they wanted you to do it, Ted.
Probably not, even though they're all dead.
I don't think anybody from that band or anybody associated with them at all.
From the grave, they don't want you involved, sir.
Kiss are celebrating the 50th anniversary of their album Dressed to Kill with an audio walking tour through the streets of New York. The innovative walking tour launches on March 22 in partnership with Pop House.
Mm-hmm.
Fans will be able to access the audio on their mobile devices via Kiss's website, and they can start the trek on West 23rd and 8th Avenue in Chelsea, where an iconic photo of the band was taken.
Yeah, it's like every other walking tour. This isn't innovative.
You
there
go
are
to-
millions of these.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about doing one for us, you know.
You go to numerous New York City venues vital to the Dress to Kill story. Lollapalooza 2025. It sold out its 4-day passes in 1 hour.
Wow.
I think they're just at one. Are they doing more? They're not doing many.
I think they're
venues.
doing. I think it's like maybe 5. 4 or 5.
Yeah. It looks like 5. It's a pretty big. I mean, there's
It's a great show.
A lot of good stuff there.
All right. Weather.
Okay, so 20% chance of showers after 3 p.m. That increases overnight tonight. A chance of precipitation 70% overnight tonight. High of 53 today. Tomorrow, chance of showers likely 54 degrees, and then we just warm up. 57 Sunday, 65 Monday, 69 Tuesday. We could be mid-70s by middle part of next week.
Good Lord. All right. Stand by.
allegedly thought of buying a key to the laundry machine at my apartment complex because it takes quarters, and allegedly it would have let me do laundry for free.
There's allegedly a key that you can buy.
No, there is.
Yeah.
There
You know,
really
he
is.
keeps saying allegedly
I know.
so he doesn't get in trouble.
Well, he
allegedly,
didn't do it.
right?
That's why he said allegedly.
Well, I didn't do it, but if I did, the key didn't fit anyways.
So you.
Oh, so you almost did it.
So, allegedly,
Allegedly.
these people were selling you something that would allegedly allow you to rip off people. Instead, you allegedly got ripped off by a company that sold you this item.
That'd be an alleged company.
I don't know who's allegedly ripping off who here because
It sounds like allegedly you got ripped
laundry is allegedly $1.25 a load, which isn't
Nick,
much except
Nick.
it's quarters only.
Nick.
And imagine
Nick.
allegedly having to go to the bank every single week to get
Nick.
quarters just to do your laundry.
Nick,
Allegedly.
even though the key that you allegedly got did not work, you still allegedly committed a crime by
Allegedly.
trying to do it.
Allegedly.
By trying to do it. And I don't want to hear this whining and bellyaching about having to get quarters. You go to the bank every once in a while and get a couple of rolls of quarters. Big deal.
Don't they have an alleged change machine in this alleged
No.
laundry?
They don't allegedly
Why
provide
would they?
anything.
Why would they allegedly do that?
It's like they don't
I
want
know
you
why.
to allegedly do anything.
That's just allegedly crazy.
I know why they don't. I wouldn't do it either.
You wouldn't have a change machine allegedly in your alleged washing? Why
No,
not?
Because it's another pain in the ass that you have to take care of. When it doesn't work right or people complain about it. No, I wouldn't do that. Get your own damn quarters.
Allegedly.
The dryer machine doesn't work well, so you got to do 2 loads.
Well, why don't you take it to Mama's house?
I do.
All right.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's what I always used to do. Take my laundry to Mommy's house. Getting some ideas for his next dance from that drop in.
There you go, Daryl.
The Mars Mansion, you know.
Daryl Yeager has joined us in the studio. He's, of course, the brains behind Odyssey Dance Theater. And you have a show. It's going on right now, isn't it?
Well, it opens on April 2nd.
Oh, okay, it opens
2nd
on
through the 5th there at the Grand Theater.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Shut Up and Dance.
Okay.
We get the message, Daryl.
Yes, okay.
So it's a very short run there.
Yes, only 5 shows.
Tell us about it. Describe it.
Well, you know, we've had, through the years, we've had 9 of our dancers become finalists on So You Think You Can Dance. You know,
oh, okay.
Which is pretty amazing.
Yeah,
and
that's great.
You know, because they do everything. And that's what this show is kind of about, in the sense that we're going to have a contemporary piece. We're going to have a hip-hop piece. We're going to have like a ballet contemporary piece. And then we're going to close it off with a big piece called the Can Can Club, which is based on the movie Moulin Rouge.
You know, that was one of my favorite I was surprised I liked that movie so much, and that whole can thing was just amazing.
Yeah, it's great, and so we had kind of a surprise ending to it, but it's basically the same kind of story, and we use a lot of the music from the movie and stuff like that, and it's just a blast. It's amazing.
A lot of how many dancers are involved in a production?
We have 22 dancers,
and a lot of costume changes.
Oh yeah, lots of costume changes and stuff. It's a kind of a brand new show. All these pieces are. And we haven't done Can Club for about 10 years. So,
Oh, really?
So we had actually sold everything off when we left, when we took a sabbatical. So we had to remake all those costumes.
They needed a refresh.
My wife
anyway.
was a little upset about that. She goes, "Why didn't you tell me?" I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Does she sort of handle most of the costuming?
Yeah, she does all the costumes and stuff like that. Does an amazing job.
Yeah.
And it's just a great opportunity to see what these dancers can really do. You know what I mean? Like when you see on So You Think You Can Dance, it's just an amazing group of performers. 80% of them all come from Utah here.
Yeah, it is amazing how many Utahns are the professionals on that show.
And if we got, we had a great Thriller season, and you got to see the Christmas show that we just did, which was a brand new production, and that went very, very well. And we just know that, guys who get drugged to dance things, that you don't have to give away your man card.
No,
to come.
To
come and see the show and show off your artistic side. If you forgot to get something for Valentine's Day, this would be a good opportunity to make up for it.
A lot of people don't realize. I mean, when you go and you finally see live dance in person, and you go, it's so athletic.
Yeah,
it really is.
I mean, it's just amazing. And now, so it's Shut Up and Dance. Only the April 2nd through the
2nd through the 5th.
Through the 5th.
They're at the Grand Theater.
And how do you get tickets?
If you go to odysseydance.com and get all the information there, and you can also, there's all kinds of great discounts there for groups and for veterans and families and stuff like that. So, just jump on it real quick. It's going to be an amazing show.
You're talking about So You Think You Can Dance.
Yes.
Utah is widely regarded as one of the best dance incubators in the country, isn't it?
It is.
Why is that?
I think a lot of it's because the families here really support the dancers. It's very expensive, and it's also very time consuming to create a dancer. When they usually start at 8 years old, and by the time they're 16, that's when 17, that's when they really, really blossom, and it takes that long to really train a really good dancer.
And we have to go also. We go to Ryrie Woodbury. Those two women were just so instrumental in getting modern dance going.
Yes.
Ballet West is very highly regarded.
I was in Ballet West. That's where I met my wife.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You were a dancer at Ballet West?
I was a dancer. And I don't look like it now, but but back then I was young and handsome, and
now you're just older and handsome.
Well, we'll see.
And so I mean, Utah has always been a very dance-oriented culture.
Yes, and I think that the family support that creates all these amazing dancers, and we have so many great studios here that train the dancers very, very well. I mean, Julia,
the Huffs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Derek actually lived with us for a couple of years. Oh yeah. All those years ago, when his parents got divorced, we actually became his guardian for a couple of years. Yes, and a couple of nights he would disappear, sleepwalk at night and stuff like that. But he's an amazing guy, and he's really kind of made it great to where it's okay for a guy to be a dancer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's kind of like I told him. I said. He's kind of like the new Fred Astaire, in that regard, and I think that's an amazing thing. And and so I'm a beneficiary of all this great training and all these families that support their kids here in Utah.
You want to have a good time, and so I barely got to see the last show because it was sold out. But it's just you should get tickets right now because it will sell out.
Yep.
It's OdysseyDance.com.
OdysseyDance.com, that is correct.
Get tickets for the show. It's April 2nd through the 5th at the Grand Theater, which is right down here at Salt Lake Community College on State Street.
On around 15th and State.
It is a great venue.
Yes.
It's grand. It's grand, Bill.
It's grand.
It's a grand venue.
Yes.
Grand.
It's great. It's great and it's grand.
Yes, indeed. Daryl, always nice to see you.
Hey, great to have you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. We're going to take a break. We'll play a song, and we'll get the boner of the week and crawling towards the exits coming up.
Speaking of cake,
Yeah.
so my mom,
Yeah.
the Sainted Mary Claire,
Mm-hmm.
she texted me yesterday, and she said, "What kind of cake do you want for your birthday?"
Oh, that's right.
Now I have already
Purchased your own cake?
purchased my own cake.
Why did you do that?
Because Carrie knows why.
Prantles.
Oh.
I have already ordered.
The burnt almond tort.
You got to get in line for it, and then they got to
They
mail
gotta
it.
ship it to you.
Mhm.
And I have ceased to rely on anybody getting me my preferred cake. I have to get it myself.
So what did you tell her though?
That no, she
She said, "Don't bother. I already got it."
no. She said, I'm getting you your cake.
She's not going to make it, God knows.
No.
Ah.
She's going to get it for Gourmandies.
So-
So we what made her think of it is we had our donut critic on, and he was talking about Gourmandies on the show.
Well, so
I'm gonna
you'll bring one to
now
work.
no, I'm not bringing one to work.
Bring the Gourmandies one to work, and
I'm thinking about I'll stick the Prantles one in the freezer, and we'll save that for another time. But this I have been planning and plotting. It's the only thing I like about it being my birthday is that it's an excuse to order a Prantles burnt almond tort cake from Pittsburgh.
which is like at $800 or something.
It's close to.
Well,
I forget how much are they?
It's like $80.
$80.
Now, speaking of cake, next time we get Bob Harmon on the show.
Mm-hmm. Well, it'll be Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. I gotta let him have it.
Uh-oh.
Because this is the marketing genius that he is.
Oh, I know what you're going
He
to
started putting slices of cake in the individual containers.
Oh.
So you don't buy the whole cake.
Right next to the self-checkout.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if the self-checkout's a little bit busy and you got to
Mhm.
stand there for a minute, there's the cake staring right at you.
Yep.
So there should be some forks there, and you could just eat the piece of cake while you're waiting.
I mean, he already started it with putting little coolers right in the self-checkout thing. So it's like you put your grocery on top of the little cooler that's filled with Cokes and energy drinks and Starbucks and things like that. But now he's got the chocolate cake right over there.
Pretty smart.
So as I'm standing in line, I'm like
it's calling your name, isn't
I'm
it?
leaning over like this. I'm kind of doing the lean and like, oh.
Do you always do self-checkout?
It just depends. Depends. If I only have...
I do it seldom do I do it.
If I have less than 10 items, then I'll do it.
I don't if I have produce.
That's generally what deters me too. But
I'm good with the produce.
You're good with the produce.
Well, I try. I don't. There was only one checker yesterday where I went, and so I had to use a self-checkout, and I had produce, and I don't know as I'd ever done it before. It was easier than I thought. You just put the piece of produce, whatever. I think I had an onion. You set the onion on the thing, and then it says. Then a keyboard comes up. And you type O-I, and it says onion. You put onion, and then it says.
But then, what kind of onion is it?
No, it's no.
You put red onion or whatever.
Red onion or yellow. It gives you a little.
Easy.
There are pictures.
It's just more steps.
Yellow
It's
onion,
just
red
more
onion.
steps.
It's. I'm lightning fast.
It's actually was easier than I thought.
Like yesterday, it was green onions. Okay, there you go. And how many do you have? 2. There you go. Boom, and I'm done.
Except in my house, we always call them scallions. I wonder if that's going to be a problem.
Well, that's your problem.
I wonder if it'll accept scallions.
I've never typed in scallions, but green onions yesterday. Red onion, RED dash, and then there it was. Boom, red onion. How many?
Easy.
1. Boom. There you go.
Easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
But is it organic or not?
There's another problem though.
Here's the trick: get the organic produce.
Don't carry Jackson.
Here's another problem that you encounter at the self-checkout though. I sometimes buy Vizzy hard.
Oh, can't do that.
And you can't. Then it goes boop boop boop, and the guy has to come over and check you through.
Yes, I don't buy any.
Your booze is at the liquor
My
store.
booze is at the liquor store, not the.
But wouldn't it be nice if you could buy booze?
But I had to buy Guinness for my wife for her chili recipe. Oh, I bought it at the liquor store. Okay, so I didn't buy it at the grocery store. That's right. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I bought anything that I
just
needed
buy.
to be ID'd
I drink
for.
that Vizzy every once in a while, and
Because you trick yourself into thinking it's just water.
I like the way it tastes, and it's very refreshing. I never thought I would be a hard seltzer person, but I found that one, and I quite like it.
Do I have Oreo teeth? Did you always have Oreo teeth?
I don't know, Gina. If you had a glass of milk, that
I know it would fix it.
Yeah.
I just like to say, if you're a Vizzy guy, but you were never a Zima guy, because they have the same thing.
No, I've tasted Zima. No, Zima tastes like mouthwash.
It's the same thing.
No, it was awful. It was just awful.
Yes, Guinness, it's a special chili recipe, Katie. If you want it, I'll have Sue send it to you.
I put Guinness in. What is it? What do I put it in? Some sort of dish some stew or something or soup that I make. Put Guinness.
I don't know.
But you knew that. 9:50 right now, and I believe it is time for Boner of the Week.
You believe correctly. I know it's time for Boner of the Week because, well, Dave the Flower Guy is here. Hi, David.
Hello.
You got flowers to sell today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ivy's, but
At Ivy's at Boustique.
Boustique. Yeah, which is on what, third south and, 30, what is it for? I don't remember.
It's right up the street.
It's
here.
up there by the Ute Car Wash, next to the Ute Car Wash.
It's 315 East Broadway.
Hey.
Yeah. 315 East Broadway, flowers for sale. Go there. Now, David, I'm going to read these boner candidates. You tell me who is the boner of the week because we trust you to do this.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Boner candidate number 1 from Monday, the twisted anti-Semitic mind of Elon Musk. Oh, yeah. An Elon Musk account reading, Stalin, Mao, and Hitler didn't murder millions of people. Their public sector employees did. He retweeted that from some source. Boner candidate number 2 from Tuesday. Anybody out there worried about this open defiance of the rule of law? That's Tom Homan on Monday. He's the, Homeland Security guy, telling Fox and Friends that the nation's justice system won't keep the Trump administration from its mission to deport any immigrants. He said, I don't care what the judges say, we're going to go get them. Boner candidate number 3 from Wednesday. Not a drag queen. Oh, that was Justin Eichhorn, the Republican lawmaker in Minnesota, who wanted to make something called Trump derangement syndrome, a mental illness, trying to pass a law on the Minnesota books for that. And he was so proud of himself, he went out and solicited a 17-year-old prostitute that turned out to be a cop. Boner candidate number 4 from yesterday. It won't be long before the White House starts selling Vegematics and the pocket fisherman. They've been trying to sell Teslas for Elon Musk. Trump opened up for a day a Tesla showroom on the White House grounds. And then the Secretary of the Treasury, I think is his title, he was telling people, you guys ought to buy stock in Tesla right now. This is a member of the administration.
Yeah.
Buy stock in Tesla right now. And boner candidate number 5 from today, you can vandalize the Capitol building in D.C., but vandalizing Elon's Teslas is a step too far. As a matter of fact, it's domestic terrorism, and there is some thought from the Trump administration that you get the death penalty if you do it. All right, Dave, who was the worst?
Number 2.
Number 2, anybody out there worried about this open defiance of the rule of law? Tom Homan, the Secretary or the Homeland Security guy. Yeah.
There you go.
Jeez.
That's your boner of the week right there.
That was really an ugly week.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm exhausted.
I don't know how to handle it anymore.
Should we try? No, you guys will hate this.
What?
I'll say it.
Should we try to not talk about this stuff for like one day? Just try to have a silly day.
I hate that idea.
I knew you would hate
Well,
that idea.
The only
know what I'm saying?
The only
Like-
problem is that there's always something
I
every
know,
day.
I
That's
know.
the problem.
Like an amnesty day or like.
I'm going to try and be Gina Barberi and put a good spin on everything.
I hate to do this to you, Gina, but
What?
In the promo,
Mm-hmm.
it's talking about chocolate-covered raisins.
Yeah.
Goobers and snow caps are not chocolate-covered raisins.
Well, that's not what the thing says.
What thing? Isn't Goobers chocolate-covered peanuts?
Peanuts and snow caps are
little
little things of chocolate,
chocolate.
with little hard candies on the
This
outside.
says.
Because
What says?
that makes me sound like an idiot.
Yeah, people will think you're an idiot.
Well, yeah, because
So
it's,
Monday is National Chocolate Covered Raisin Day.
Yeah.
And this says Raisinets, the most widely known name for chocolate covered raisins, were born in 1927. The Nestle Corporation acquired Raisinets, Goobers, and Snow Caps.
Yeah, so they got Raisinets,
Also.
and they also bought Goobers, and they bought Snow
yeah,
Caps.
Goobers are chocolate-covered peanuts, and snow caps are little chocolate drops.
Little chocolate drops with
man.
white frost. What are they? little-
So here I am arguing.
Okay, wait. Let's do this. Why don't I take that line and then you can tell me I'm dumb?
No, just say idiot. I'll just say idiot.
Well, now whose line is it anyway?
Oh, man. Okay, so Carrie, Bill, Gina, it.
I'll say
So
I'll say not just Raisinets. There are all kinds, and then Bill could
Okay,
jump in
all
with
right.
What?
Sunmaid and Kirkland.
And just leave Goobers and Snow Caps
Yeah.
out of
Yeah,
it.
we'll just leave it out
Just
together.
Okay,
Let's just leave Goobers and Snow Caps out.
you're out. You're out of the picture.
Sorry. All right.
I know my snacks.
I clearly don't. I didn't read it carefully. I just saw Goobers.
Snow Caps are semi-sweet chocolate nonpareils.
Yeah.
And
I love Raisinets.
and Raisinets are delicious, but Goobers are also. I love Goobers.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Rest up this weekend so that you're ready for Monday's celebration of National Chocolate-Covered Raisin Day.
So we're celebrating Raisinets?
Not just Raisinets.
Sunmaid and Kirkland.
Kirkland, we can get so many chocolate-covered raisins. I can't wait.
Radio from Hell. We can't wait for Monday's Radio from Hell show here on X96.
That worked.
Well, what about getting Goobers and Snow Caps?
Yeah, that would be chocolate-covered peanuts day.
You've got a special
And
day for-
semi-sweet chocolate pareil day.
Should we have a special? We should
We'll
have a
to
special
look. Maybe there's a...
Goober Day and a
Goober day?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Goober.
Uh-huh.
Man.
Just shows I don't know enough about
Well, you've got to. You just always have refused to broaden your horizons.
Wow, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the package of Kirkland chocolate covered. I got to get some of these.
Yeah, they're.
Oh, really?
The Kirkland is 1.5 kilo, 3.4 pounds.
Wow.
Oh,
chocolate
man.
covered raisins. I need that.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're nice and perfectly round too. Oh, delicious. All right. Sorry. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am, Goober?
You leave goobers and snowcaps out of this.
Artie fucking is next.